we go. There we go. We're up. Hello, everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Thursday. Welcome back to a fresh, brand new Hazel stream. We have not all day today, but relatively all day compared to yesterday. Welcome back. I hope all of your mat runs have been going well. Nordic Light, thank you very much for the brand new Prime sub. Appreciate it. Here, let's hide this unless somebody decides to wander along and grace us with their presence. Took me 25 tries to get invincible the other day, but now, partner trying to beat my numbers, 21 and counting from Imp's head. Yeah. Yay, Cracker, thank you for the 56-month resub. Appreciate it. How'd raid testing go? It was good. It was really good, which is always wonderful. It's always such a relief when it goes well. I was a little bit worried because it started real late. At basically 15 minutes before it was supposed to start, they had a server restart warning in 15 minutes. And the servers went down like a minute or two before start time. And then they stayed down for like half an hour. So I was getting a little tense that they might not do it. But probably not as tense as Blizzard was feeling. You know, however stressed I was, I bet you there was somebody in California feeling the heat. Anyways, they got it up. It worked beautifully. We got to test the rest of the bosses. They were very fun. They were very interesting. They were very purple. Very purple raid all around. Most mounts drop immediately. It seems inconsistent. I would say most of them personal loot to you right away, but it seems that there are examples where it is going to be on the boss or from the chest. But like in almost every scenario you're going to do both, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. How you doing? How am I doing? I'm okay. I'm gonna be a little tired today. I was setting up my soulbind over here so that when it does come to Sanctum and Domination time for Anthus so that he can manage. I also wanted to go change my soul shape if I'm here anyways. This guy's Night Fae. The rest of them are Necrolord, but I figure this one maybe as well be Night Fae. Should I be an Owl Cat? May as well if I have it, right? And then he should be good to go. We're doing Sepulcher first, so this was all kind of just like a later me problem. We're doing Sepulcher first. I believe I have a handful of characters still to do. Paladin, Warlock, Druid, and Mage, I think. Four more characters to take through Jailer before we're out of luck for him for the week. What was your favorite soul shape? I barely played Night Fae. I was almost never Night Fae the entire expansion, so I never really picked one. I like the critter shapes, I think, in theory, but practically I basically never ever messed with it. I'm going to Oribos. Gonna be that person and say I got Gmod on my first run. Congratulations. I've heard of a few different Gmods going around. Happy for you guys. Feels like there's a bad luck club out here some days. I'm trying to not be president, CEO, BEO, and Prime Minister of the Bad Luck Club. It's not going so well. So far, I'm head of office. But maybe today's the day I get to quit. Any luck this month? Not with mount drops. I've had luck with other things. I caught some fish on Tuesday. What else? You know, every now and then you have a good hair day. I'm going to... Oh yeah, I'm just going to finish up my skip here. Got Experiment 12B. Congratulations. Good luck week 1, but week 2 has been terrible. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Finally got Invincible yesterday. Nice. So we double skip here just so that we have it done for later. And then we can go ahead and go over to Sepulcher. Oh, Federail on a 5-stream streak. Hype trade. Thanks, guys. 67 attempts on Vengeance and nothing. Bad Luck Club. Let's go. I did get a scythe, that's true. It wasn't a mount, but it was kind of cool. I got the red Scythe of the Unmaker from Mythic Argus in Taurus, which now I guess I'm kind of hoping they don't make it super easy to get in Remix because I got one the old-fashioned way, but I bet you they're going to make it super easy to get in Remix. Morning, Mount Run fans. Morning, Scouts. Hope everybody's day is going good so far. I got a nice big pot of tea. I got some amount of time. I'm going to be kind of tired. There was like a false alarm, fire alarm in the building, and it was early, so that was not a big deal. We didn't have to evacuate or anything, but woke us up for a little bit. And then at 6, my dog says, which is Moose for my tummy's not feeling good and you have to take me out right now. And I've learned in having Moose that if he's saying that, he means it. He's a magical boy that somehow has the capacity to tell you and hold it until he gets outside whenever his tummy's really upset and he needs to, like, you know. But he will come wake you up for it, and that's the only time he'll ever come wake you up. So I was like, all right, buddy, if you're here waking me up, I guess you mean it. So we're going out, so I take him out and his tummy's upset. I do that, and then I realize, you know what? I told my mom I'd water her plants. I'm just going to drive over there and do it early before anything else since I'm up anyways. So I drive over there, and I let myself in, and my mom's in bed like, huh? And I realize I got my days mixed up. She's not away yet, and I'm a doofus. So I woke her up too. Sorry, Mom. Rate difficulty mythic. Here we go. We're not batting great today. It's not going super good. Yeah, better than a real fire alarm. Bits per mouse. Thank you very, very much. So I need to text her later and apologize. And then make sure that I remember to go water her plants on the appropriate day when she is not home. Oh man, I'm glad that she could see her door from her bed, because otherwise it might have been more concerning, because I was just like letting myself in. Plus my key was getting stuck. It was a whole mess. Okay, so we're going over here. I am Retspect. I'm 663. We're just hoping for the best out here. Red Scythe might be like Tusks? Maybe. Maybe. Unlike Tusks, it does have different colorways for different difficulties, which is kind of an interesting thing. Good boy, Moose. Wakes us up too, but it gets us to the bathroom and hard floor. Hard floor is a pretty big deal. I was talking to him this morning, and I was like, I would understand if you had to go inside if you were sick. Like, I wouldn't be mad, but if you do speak English, I wouldn't hate it if that did happen, if you made it to the hard floor. Because, you know, the rug's already kind of beyond saving, but there's bad and then there's bad. How do you start Shadowlands in a level 80 character? With great difficulty. You're going to go to Stormwind or Orgrimmar. You're going to look for either Bolvar for Alliance or Horde deals with Mograine, I think. They're going to be in front of either the keep or the keep, basically, like in front of the place where the leaders live. And then you're going to start a series of like 5 to 6 different skips, assuming that you play through Shadowlands at one point in your life in a different character. Just keep talking to Bolvar and or Mograine. Keep pressing skip buttons whenever they show them to you, and when they tell you to go to your Covenant Hall to get a Soulbind, do so, because that will let you do the final Maw skips that you'll need if you want to start farming Sanctum and Domination. So you go to your Covenant, you do a skip there, you get your Soulbind, you come back, you do another skip for Korthia, which I guess maybe you may or may not need. It's a lot of skipping. You don't actually have to play very much of the content. The most questing you have to do is go back to the Covenant Hall. Dungeon portals are helpful there if you have them. But it's just like a lot of skipping. I was so annoyed. I was so annoyed the first time that I had to try to figure out where I was going, because I kept like assuming I was done and then finding out there was another layer of skip. I don't see Mograine confused. It's you may have started it already or been partway through it. You can go to Oribos and see if there's anybody with skips for you there. Either in the Covenant Hall area. If they're telling you, like, report to somebody, then that might be where you left off. Or just out front where the portals are. But it is confusing. It's, there's nothing wrong with you. There's something wrong with the game. Sounds very cool and reasonable. Red's below 650, got through. Oh yeah, I've definitely done, I've done this before. I'm on my various characters. We'll be fine. I'm just kind of doing inventory. 21 to 25. Haley, holy smokes, you've gotten 21 mounts. I need a cup of tea for that. Good grief. 21! Have you been just like grinding? Wish you luck. Yeah, today could be the day. It could happen. There we go. Got 10 so far. Nice. I have been obsessed. Putting in the hours. Grinding it out. Alright, are you guys still in combat? They have to finish fighting stuff in order to come help me. Got Gmod and Abyss from yesterday. Nice! Can't even get dungeon mounts to drop. 3 down for me. Nazoth refuses to give me that last multi-eye squid that I need. What mounts have you got so far, Hazel? I have received no mounts. I have been farming for a week and a day. and I am at 0. But you never know when they're just gonna start. I'm trying not to say things like they will drop or today's the day because I don't know that. That's just magical thinking. Can you guys like continue walking? Did I break you? I need them to come through to the end of the hallway so that I can do this skip to get to Anduin. Today's the day for sure. But we don't know that. People have told me that every day so far. And some days someone's likely to be accidentally right, but none of you people know for sure. I have my clip button ready. Yeah, famous Najidar, super rare mount, mountless. How do I unbreak Bolvar? This is a new one for me. I've never broken him in this way before. I've done this like a dozen or more times and I've never broken him like this. Zone out back in, I guess? That's the only thing I can think of. Only fix there this I found was leaving it for a couple hours. Oh lord, okay. I guess I'll go zone out and start another character. Yikes. Had this bug last week, was never able to get them to move. Leave the instance for 30 minutes, it'll fix it. Okay. I'll park him back outside the entrance, and then we will just start another character, and we'll come back to him at the end. Catching when he was running back to the start, sadly. Oh, okay. That's the first time I've seen him bug like that. I wonder if there's anything, if it's random, or if there's anything that precipitates that we can get ahead of. Happens for blowing up the big ad in the hallway. Oh. Are you saying I'm too powerful? Because I'm pretty powerful. Everybody's scared of masked chuckler Anthus. Melee it until it does its first retreat. Gotcha. Okay. Alright, so we'll park him here, and let's just bring the Warlock out and have her waddle her way through. Maybe that'll make us lucky. May as well. I can check while we're at it to see if she's got her soulbind or not. We're here until 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so there is time. It's July the 10th. There's still another 19 days of this. I just didn't think I was going to kill things that fast on Anthus. He was struggling before. Alright, Warlock time. I've done my hunters all the way through. Walk by all the ads, don't have any skips. 3 more mounts yesterday. OC Chariot, Pureblood Firehawk, Mummified Raptor Skull. Congratulations! If I really wanted to just like get a mount drop to make myself feel better, I would probably ditch the raids and just start like spamming dungeons. But that feels cheap to me and I don't want to do it. I want to do that after I get the raid drop mounts, which I have limited lockouts for. So, Porthio waits. That makes it sound like I've done the skip, which at least is good. That's good news. I wonder if I should be Destro or something. That's fine. It's kind of a late game raid anyway. I can just be Affliction. At least I know how to play this. Faster indeed. Yeah, but I need this mount. Firehawk, Alar, and Mim since your last stream for me. Congratulations, that's great. Be cool with the next collector's bounty if they include world drop rare mounts and change the spawn times. I was like daydreaming about what if they did another event like this, except instead of instance mounts, it's rare drops, and exactly like that. Faster spawn times and increased drop rates. That would be really, really great. I would finally get off of my rusty butt. There's a sentence. I would finally get up and I would do Rust Feather, is what I was trying to say. What do you want? Call an order on? Nah. Oh, that would be amazing. Sounds like a 31st of July and still 0 mounts kind of strat. Are you insulting my reasoning? We're definitely going to get lots of attempts in at mounts this month. That's something I can guarantee. Any dungeon except for Tazavesh. It took so long for Celia to die that I'm not ashamed of the sound that came out of my mouth once Celia finally dropped that mount. Oh, nice. We're going north. Picked up the map from the jailer, bringing me to 5 of 26 total. Nice. I can't believe how fast summer's going. Greetings. Greetings. Hi, Day. How you doing? How's your day going? Uh-huh. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Alright. Up we get. What other small victories have I had today? I managed to not burn myself with my hair straightener. That was good. I bought No, that's not a victory yet. I was going to say I bought the ingredients to do some baking, but I have to actually do the baking before we decide that that was a good thing for me to do. I got stuff for muffins, bran muffins, and I got stuff for Nanaimo bars. Do the one from Mantourist to drop next. Not a fan of the hugeness of that raid when farming. Yeah, it's a big one. Dentist went well. Acid where it's been a problem, much better now. Oh, that's good. There's no relief quite like a good dentist visit where they give you good news and also you get nice and clean teeth. Did you ever do a Dame Avant joke? Had to ask after that quip you just did. No. I feel like I don't get it. I feel like there's more to that joke that I just don't understand. Oh yeah, raid testing was great. That's another good thing. Is raid testing turned out for the best. It worked out well. Mythic, good, yeah. Raid testing was great. I'm happy with the bosses. I'm happy with my footage. I'm happy with the group I managed to squeeze into. I've been lucky. We've been getting into different groups every testing because the same groups that we usually run with are like never running again. But we've managed to sneak into successful groups each time that have done lots of different polls and testing and managed to face the bosses and stuff, which is the important thing. I'm looking forward to the raid. It's coming out so soon. I was kind of thinking about that. Like, normally raid testing happens, and then like 2+ months later the raid comes out. And now raid testing is happening, and I feel like the raid's coming out in like 3 weeks. It's no time at all, really. So it's a good thing, I suppose, that the bosses are in such good shape. Maybe they did more internal testing ahead of everything. Do I need unstable UA? Yeah, I do. Getting stuff in kind of a funky order here. What has inspired the baking? I was hungry. I think that's it. And I was daydreaming about, like, being the kind of person that bakes again. And I was like, you have the stuff. You could do it. But the thing is, I always get that idea when I have energy, but then by the time I have the opportunity to bake, I no longer have the energy, is usually the trouble. Like, dinner's over, dinner's been made, we've eaten, the dishes are done. And it's like, you know, 8:30 and I'm like, well, I have an hour. I could make something before bed. But like, you just finished getting the kitchen clean, or more accurately, your husband just finished getting the kitchen clean. And you don't want to make a huge mess in it, like at the end of the day when you're exhausted. And it seems like those are really the only time slots that it makes sense. So maybe for my next day off, like bacon every week. No time to get stressed out about raid cards. It's just too soon. Yeah, I wonder if this will break my usual procrastination cycle and that there's no time to like assume there's lots of time and forget about it because there isn't really lots of time. Thank you to whoever said I might need to skip BFA's intro quest. Plus does not make it easy to start Shadowlands. No, the phasing's horrific. That's good that worked for you though. I think it was, oh, I saw who it was and I forgot. They're very helpful though. Alright, I'm going to do this next boss, or mini boss, carefully. Hi, kitty. How are ya? You good this morning? She was unhappy with me coming and going so much between taking Moose out for his tummy and going to attempt to water my mom's flowers on the incorrect day. Maybe when Moose wakes you up early, you can bake before stream, do some show and tell. Maybe. Hadn't done Shadowlands at all. Getting to Sanctum was a chore. Still have to unlock Sepulcher. I did the thing where, yeah. I did the thing where, I death run my way to Sanctum a couple of times on the first week because my characters hadn't really they could get to the maw, but they hadn't unlocked any of the maw skips. So they would take damage in the Beast Warrens. They would get feared and take damage and die. And then I would res, and then I would run, and then I would do it again. And I did manage to waddle my way to the entrance, but just horrific. Much better with the teleporter and the skips unlocked, which I was telling myself, like, oh man, I don't need to put in all that time to set all those things up because I'm just going to get them out and then I don't need to come back. And it turns out that that was a statement based on no truth and only hope. Reproc a Kira chair perch stream. Is that you, Miss Kira? You coming to sit with me? Hi. Perch. She's just the nicest kitty. She's just the sweetest girl. She's always happy to see me. If I ever say hi to her or pet her, her response is always, oh, hey, and then, like, purrs. Like, she's always happy to see me. She's never like, no, leave me alone. Like, she's 100% of the time thrilled that I'm paying any attention to her. But she's also not, like, super needy. And, I mean, I would love it if she was. But she's also not, like, crazy needy and, like on top of me all the time. But it would be okay if you were. Like, she's just such an angel. Hello. Ready to face Anduin, thank you. 5 of my 6 cats are like that. And it would have been fine if she wanted her own space sometimes. Like, I understand that different animals have different boundaries. That's my #1 tip with cats, is learn to read their body language so you can tell when they don't want anything to do with it. I think people tend to run afoul of that if they're not used to cats. But she's just always so game. 6th NPC literally exists. I was reading online somebody talking about it was like a homeowner forum, and somebody was talking about a mouse problem, and somebody else was like, get a cat, and then somebody else was like, don't get a cat unless you want a cat, because A, they're pets that live for like 20 years, and B, some cats suck at mouse eggs, so you can't guarantee that having a cat's gonna help your mouse problem. And then somebody else replied like, yeah, I got a cat for mice, and he's basically a sentient throw pillow. It doesn't do anything. My cat's just like, where's my food? But the phrase sentient throw pillow was just the funniest thing to me. I was cackling. Because I get it. It's me. I'm the sentient throw pillow. Purely decorative, yep. Kids can learn boundaries with cats because of that. Should have named him Bobby. That's my 6th. As upon to non-sentient throw pillows. Yeah, like regular throw pillows. 2 Maine Coons masters afraid of everything. It's me. I'm the pillow. It's me. I'm just a mean student for my cat. Cat loves being pet and brushed a lot, but does not want it to happen in anybody's lap. Maybe she's just saving you the trouble of getting fur off your clothes. How considerate, you know? I have major cat brain, where I'm pretty sure my cat could kill a man, and I would be like, oh, she didn't mean it. Not that she would, but like, like I will make any excuse and twist any situation. Because, same thing for my dog, like I'm just so obsessed with them. They can't do anything wrong. How goes the grind? Oh, it's coming along. I'm having a nice time. I'm enjoying longer streams. I haven't had any drops yet, but that's okay. Pillows become sentient if they get dirty enough. Favorite Blizzard-related merch item and collectible that I own? Ooh, I like the canvases, but that's partly just because you can't get them anymore and people are always asking me about them, so in my mind it's like, ooh, scarcity, desired object. People are jealous. Like the canvases on frames. Those are good, especially because I feel like they're great for the stream background. They make it look so fancy. They're nice and big. They're not like tiny. Because aside from that, probably my Alliance shirt. I've got like an Alliance shirt from a million years ago that's really soft and comfy. They've had different merch providers over the years, and I have a lot of WoW shirts. And some of them are nicer than others, but that one's like real cozy. It was cozy to begin with, but also I've worn it to death for 7 years. Maybe more than 7 years by now, actually. 1, 2, 3, 8 years. So it feels nice to wear. Unsuccessful for any drops this week, so you're in good company. Soon. Hopefully soon. I do have a pet out, so that's good. Been getting lots of gold. That's nice too. Lots of anima. Not complaining about that. I haven't managed to make it to deposit any of my anima yet, but I'm making a point to not vendor it. You can vendor it, so you gotta be a bit careful, but I'm making a point to not accidentally vendor any of my anima. We want to save it up and move it around and use it, because I'm sure I have a bajillion things that I would like to purchase for Anima. So this is all optional trash. And on the other side, you just need to do the 2 that have the purple swirly in them that are Mal'Ganis and Contessa. Mal'Ganis. Mal'Ganis and Contessa. You don't need to do the rest of them. Save a little bit of time on trash here. Ragolon is the painful one, especially because this is not a Lust class, and I'm way too cheap to use drums. So, I'm going to probably Fleshcraft if I can. No, I'm Venthyr. I can't Fleshcraft. Oh well. Ripperoodles. Was the Jailer skip a good skip? People wanted all those bosses for their loot before Jailer? I don't know. I don't think so. It's just like the layout of the raid. Kind of sucks. I think I ended up doing this one with a tank pet, actually. I do have Dark Pact and Unending Resolve, so that's good. Let's use our cooldowns. And make sure we're stepping out of stuff and it'll be fine. Oh, look at that, I'm doing lots of damage. Oh, I don't need to refresh Wither. It's permanent. That's nice. Didn't realize that. Alright, time for the twins. 486 is lifetime total. Lifetime total for what? What happens if you soak the orbs? I don't know. Having too many alts from Mop Remix is making my brain melt with the mount farming. Yeah, it's annoying because they are also like, you don't remember, or at least I have a hard time at least until I get used to it, how to set them up for different mounts and raids that need like skips or navigation to get to because they're from Remix. They haven't done anything in their lives. I should maybe make a Hellstone just to have in case. Hard to organize the alts. I have 10 80s now, which feels like a good number of 80s. It's a decent chunk of attempts at these things. I like the folders. Yeah, I wish they were a bit bigger. Like 10 instead of 4. But I understand that it's like visually in the campsite you can't really have that many. Oh, I forgot. I was talking a big game about how, oh man, you just need to kill these 2 of the purple swirls, and then I didn't kill the 2 of the purple swirls. We'll have to go back for the other one. 10 is a good number. Nice and round, good for math, easy to count. Depending on whether or not I start getting lucky this week, I may end up getting more alts leveled up over my weekend. Or maybe I'll start panicking and bonus streaming in the evenings or weekends or something to get more attempts in. That's a possibility. 60 sucks. Yeah. So happy with being done with having you log into Cheryl Door and ICC lockouts using your guides. Love you for that. I'm glad it was still working. I feel like they broke it for a long time. Glad it's only 4. Decided to make 1 camp per class. Make sure they were all level 70. Leveling event next week. Yeah, because we needed more events. I feel like Blizzard is making a concerted effort to try to fry my brain with lasers. In the form of too many things going on in WoW at the same time. Which are coming through my monitor, which is emitting light, which is basically frying my brain with lasers. Checks out. Slumber Cloud. Switch my big dots to this guy. Wonder if I should have saved my burst for their vulnerability. I'll save up some rapture charges here. Yeah, here they go. Yeah, we got lots of time. I managed to wipe on this by not killing them fast enough, but it was the first week. I was playing prop paladin, I'm pretty sure, and I didn't have lust or anything. Any pure DPS class or anybody with lust is going to be fine. Lovely. All right, jailer time. My brain turned into peanut butter in that place. So much going on, so many shiny effects. Oh, this malt's only got 4 weeks. I mean, if you get lucky, it might be enough. Got the blue and Azure Drake from Malagos in one run. Congratulations. That's a nice one to be done with. Lurker piping up to say you're getting them out this run. Congrats to you, Hazel. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. That would be great. Then we would get to start Sanctum earlier and get 3 more attempts today. What is this? Oh, anima. I have a conspiracy theory that they increased older drop rates more than recent ones. Oh. Possible. Could also be possible that the newer raids take longer to complete, so people aren't able to get attempts in as concentrated a fashion. Time to check Wintercraft. Got him in his head by using your old alt lockout guide. Thanks for that. Oh, nice! I'm glad that worked. Total amounts. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,000. Oh, it says exactly 1,000. That's funny. Number will vary depending on like character, account specific, whatever, but roughly 1K. There are 9 mounts that are buffed by this event buff that I don't have. And so far, I have none of them. Like, it's the same 9 that I've been missing since the beginning of the event. We haven't had any drops yet. But Jailer might give me one now. Could happen. I don't think my pet... Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, I don't think my pet is hitting him. Cooldowns again. And he's dead. And not that time. Maybe next time. But we successfully got our run completed, so that's good. No. Also worked on Black Temple. Oh, nice. You are killing it with 379 mounts. It's tons. They just have a junkload of mounts in this game. There's so many of them. And I've been streaming for like 13 years. Doing mount runs. Not like every stream, but you know, whenever they're available and reasonable to do. And I've always had a lot of alts, so it's just kind of attrition. Okay. Next character. What attempt was that? I think 19 it said. That some of them may predate the event, but I don't think very many of them predated the event. I don't think I did very many attempts on that previous to whatchamacallit. Yeah, they added a ton of mounts 410 and no idea how I got that many recolors. Keep hearing Dragon Souls giving people the hardest time this event. My manifesting didn't work. What's my excuse? Well, perfectly good hobby. You know, you spend a lot of time with it. It's a nice safe place to park your brain. You know, could be worse. It's usually what I tell myself whenever I'm like kind of getting down about how much WoW I've played over the time. It's like, well, at least I wasn't like drinking. You know, there's something. My brain may hate me, but my liver's fine. What am I doing? Just double checking on what I might need for later. Take a look at this. No, I think we're good. 0 of 9 is mounts. I have more runs than that I can do. Although less runs than that on Sepulcher. I've got 1080s now, and I've got, I think, 3 left to run. This guy, my druid, and then my paladin once he gets unbroken. Oh, not into the maw. Going up this way. This is a mythic only mount, yeah, so I'm going to have 10 attempts on this week, and I had 8 attempts last week, so... Could be doing drugs, but I'm farming mounts. Could be, you know, gambling and getting into massive debt, but instead we're farming mounts. You know, it's perspective. Nah, I'm not going to update the title every run that I do. It was either this or crack. Those were the only 2 options. Very binary paths your life can take. No other middle ground or other options. Cheers from Brazil. Working at an event. Wanted to reach out. It's very kind of you. I don't go to events at home, though. They could put an event up 20-minute drive for me, and I probably wouldn't do it. I don't love your odds. It's very kind of you, but I do basically nothing. Friends are calling me to play Valorant, but I'd rather do this. I hope it goes well, though. There, let's see. We're doing raid difficulty mythic. Let's move my tea around. This is Zareth Mortis. It was the final patch of Shadowlands. Might end up spending the last 2 weeks of the event in Dragon Soul at this point. First raid this week or done with GMOTD? Oh, Guild Gmod. Sorry, I thought you meant guild message of the day because that's what the T would do. And I'm like, how did you see my guild message? Wait, I'm not in a guild. Huh? Very confused. I haven't started Gmod yet. I'm doing the lockouts from the top down. So Sepulcher first, then Sanctum. No, you're fine, you're fine. It was just a funny coincidence that that is an acronym. GMOTD is an actual WoW acronym. What are the odds of that? Okay, we're going to Lust, and we're going to use Arcane Surge and mana, whatever, and press a bunch of Arcane Blast and hope that things die, because I don't know how else to do this. And if we run out of mana, we can... Wow, I'm not doing very much damage, am I? I thought it would be better than this. We can evocate. I'm wearing my gear, right? Luckily, this one doesn't usually get me into too much trouble. Don't die? I'll try. From BFA, I'm missing the Mummified Raptor Skull. I'm missing Gmod. I think those are the only 2 BFA mounts I don't have. I think the rest of them are mainly Shadowlands mount. 1 Legion, 1 B. Oh no, pardon me, Nyalotha's BFA as well. I always forget about that. So Nyalotha, Raptor Skull, and Gmod. There we go. Halfway done with the Gmod grind, finished LFR, normal, and everyone. Nice. Yeah, you can solo Mythic Shadowlands raids. It'll be a little dicey if you're not at max level or if you have absolutely no gear. It's doable, but the more gear you can get on your character, the better. I have been able to get my alts pretty easily into like veteran gear. So they're doing this kind of like minimum 630. Blue Drake, yeah, congrats! Yeah, getting the Delve Belt. I did that on the most recent 2 alts that I set up as I got them a Delve Belt. So that helped a lot too, especially because it has like an effect of its own as well. Able to solo Mythic Sanctum, 637. Yeah. I've heard of people doing it like 580. It would just take a lot longer. Hi, Hazel. Hello, Gerthel. How are you doing today? And win. I turned on the rate or the assist highlights, so it'll light up things in blue if it thinks I should press them. I feel like I take the advice of that sometimes. Maybe not all the time. Yeah, Monk is also really good because it has Touch of Death, which can get you around some things. Apparently Monk is the easiest class to farm Celia on because you can Touch of Death her like through her immunity. Or something. Got 1.8 million week 6 duos. Didn't know we can do it in a group. It was so easy. I was getting frustrated trying to solo it. Oh, nice. Got the Sanctum Gloom Charger, my second try. Congrats! Felt bad if you spent the whole stream trying to get it. Oh, please don't worry about me. Don't ever feel bad on my behalf. I'm fine. I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here. Don't worry about it. Tried for Celia and Monk. It absolutely works. Nice. Okay. I'm pretending to be a mage. I am going to use Arcane, Mana Surge, Touch of the Magi, Mirror Images, Lust, Fire Missiles when I have procs, and just spam Arcane Blast and hope for the best. There is a server in a guild. There's a link to it there. Be advised, I am not active or even really present in the guild. I do play on the same server, but it's more of a community guild. I'm big antisocial. It's worth saying up front. 1 monk at 80? Don't think my 70 monks can solo it. Yeah, probably not. I don't have an 80 monk either. Or at all, rather. Oh gosh, Jailer's gonna suck. I feel like I was doing better damage last wave. What am I doing wrong here? These are both equipped trinkets. I must need to press Deathborn. That's gotta be it. I think without lust, this guy would be like a Tostitos pizza roll. Pressing the buttons hard enough. I mean, I am standing the Death Star and getting silenced, so it's not like I'm playing perfectly, but come on, it's old content. I see your emote. It went through for me. Oh my god, we're gonna be here all day. Starting to have actual concerns. I will save my cooldowns for Swarm on Contessa and what's his face, because I think I would be in trouble without it. I've done it on this character before, so it's definitely doable. Not usually a problem. I don't want to let my cooldowns sync up here, especially because he's taking less damage now. Oh my gosh, we have to do the king thing. I phased him. This never happens. Maybe he'll take better damage after this. I'm saving Touch of the Magi. Alright. There we go. Did it. Easy. No problem. It's Janie's fault. She's only casting Frostbolt. Do you think she's using the one button rotation? No, the guild mount is the guild command is definitely not doing the emotes. I think the Streamlabs bot doesn't have a sub. I think it used to be that moderators could do it anyway, but maybe not anymore. I don't know. Maybe it never worked. Couldn't tell you. Okay, we'll do Raglan first. I will use Fleshcraft on Pole to help save a little bit of health. Oh, hi, buddy. How are you feeling, bud? You doing okay? You sleepy? You can sleep in here if you like. I won't make that much noise unless I get a mount to drop, in which case I shall possibly squeal a tiny bit. But it's okay, you can be sleepy. Oh dear, he burped. I've never met a dog that burps as much as Moose. Like, I think he burps more than he barks. I think his burps per day outweigh his barks per day. If you need to go out, bud, you gotta talk to your father. I don't know if that's what you want, though. You might just want company. I know. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do Fleshcraft. But see, this guy's melting. I wonder what the last guy did. Maybe I was using too many arcane missiles. Maybe I should just forget the missiles, just hammer blast. He's like whipping my chair with his tail. Don't break your tail, buddy. I've heard of dogs doing that. It sounds painful. He does a thing when he wants attention where he'll stand and he'll go, oh, and he'll think, and he'll just kind of like whip himself back and forth like that. And then sometimes bite his tail. Go talk to your father, Nolan. Go see your dad. Big yawn. He might just be tired. There we go. Okay. Excited for Void Demon Hunter. Personally, no. I think it sounds fine. I hope they do it. I have one Demon Hunter. I'm not wildly invested on a personal level. I think like Void Demon Hunter is kind of the most boring Demon Hunter edition they could possibly do because they look identical to the Blood Elf Demon Hunters that we previously and already have. Well, what I mean is the appearance doesn't super speak to me because I don't play the class much, so it's not really meaningful to me. It's like when they add skins to Dota. It's great. Not really gonna come through my day though. Hi! I was trying to think of an example of a game that I don't play. I'm assuming they have skins in Dota? I have no idea. Worst part of Sepulcher mod collecting, have no motivation. Save all the right mod to use in the Catalyst one day. Yeah, no, I haven't been touching that. It's a good idea, but like, oof. Nobody's got time for that. I do love this monk. Skins is their business model. If Hazel suddenly became a Demon Hunter player, I would be so surprised. I had like a little phase where I was tanking on a Demon Hunter, but it was just for like time walking. It didn't last very long. It's just a phase. He's iconic. I do like his name. I named my Demon Hunter Night Flame. I wanted something that was very like 2004 MSN Messenger emo. Don't remember DH tanking. It didn't last very long. But I think I tanked a couple of keys in Dragonflight on him. I think I actually made it as far as tanking a couple of like I remember like a Waycrest when they brought that back. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of noodle around and twiddle my thumbs until they do their swarm, and then I'm gonna pop all my coolies. That's the name of my warlock from 2004. Not actually close enough. It's a good name. Okay, so it's Swarm. So here we go. Lust, Arcane Surge, Magi, Mirror Images. Yeah, you get 10 seconds of this. You get loads of time. That's nice. Because you don't get that much time after this to finish them before you get perma-slept. I am mildly worried. I wonder if I should have done coolies on start. Okay, they're dead. We're manifested. Is Sepulcher the rudest raid skip? It's gotta be up there. There is quite a few rude raid skips though. Nyalotha sort of sucks, not because it's got a lot of bosses to it, but just because you have to run really far. Oh, Mirdasil. Oh, I don't remember what the Mirdasil skip gets you past. I would assume rude just in terms of being inconsiderate of your time. Also, I ran the wrong way. Brutus, and you still have to do most of the raid. Very undergeared adult, got perma-sleeped, and I killed him with dots while asleep. Nice. I was lucky. Not lucky, that's convenient, I think is a better phrase. Come back to stream after doing chores, Hazel gets the jailer. Maybe. Maybe not. You never know. Does this Sepulcher have like 20 bosses? The skip has you do 4. You have to, no, 5 actually. You have to do the first Actually, yeah, that is really rude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 4, hang on. 6, 8, 10. Okay, it is an 11 boss raid, which is kind of crazy. They never do those anymore. But you have to do 5 of those 11 bosses in the skip, because you do the first boss that rolls out of the wall, and then you do Anduin, which is 2, and then you do Rygolon and Contessa Malagos, which is 4, and then you do Jailer, which is 5. How do you get past KT and Sanctum? You kill him. You gotta kill him. Even in the skip, he's part of the skip. But he's much easier to kill now. You don't have to... You just go down and hit the ad. If you can blow it up, you can one-phase it, and if not, you just do it normally. You don't reset the fight or anything anymore. Alright. I bless you with this map. Oh, thanks! Should have come by and blessed me last week. We could have saved a bunch of time. Raid for this race was brutal. It was wild. I remember it well. It was the race I probably watched the most. Okie dokie. Let's get some arcane whatever doodles. And then let's do this. Get another race soon. That's true. Oh, I should be very careful with blinking. I remember this was a problem for me. Oh, rude image. Oh. Messed that one up. I gotta do my litter box anyway. Or Kitty's litter box, but like I gotta take care of it. She's blessed me. BRB. Okay. Do you think she intentionally makes you clean it during stream? Maybe. She's smart enough. Maybe she knows that if she does it during stream, I will clean it right away. Whereas if she waits until I'm out of the room, she'll have to wait until I notice it. I don't know. It's possible. Okay, same thing. No blinking at all. Like the mage mechanic, not actual eye blinking. We're allowed to eye blink. Let's make sure we don't get popped off here. I'm gonna save Touch the Magi for Arcane Surge, I think. That was close. Jailer? I would love one fractal cipher of the Zareth Overseer, please. Heck, give anybody else a heart attack. Just me? Okay. Alright, one blink. This is it. Mage luck. Slipper's luck. Nope, no luck. Maybe next time. We got another character, I think. Yeah, I got Druid and then I got Paladin, so I got 2 more chances of this week. Here, you just go to Stormwind, that's fine. Did your orb just go down the hole? Maybe. How many attempts? I think like 16 or 17 so far. Item level of alt running this. Average 640, I would say. This one's going to be a little lower. This one's actually going to be a little scary because I don't know how to play Boomkin. Oh, total? I forget. 20 or 21. I didn't have very many attempts on that before the event. Okay, so she is 632. She is in the Blizzard starter build Boomkin spec, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. With, like, random hero talents, so pray for me. We're gonna... however, this character at least played during Shadowlands, so she will have all of the requisite skips unlocked in Shadowlands. Should do, anyway. I turned on the rotation assist, so my plan is just to press the buttons that it wants me to. Did a few characters with 616, 620, and Anduin took ages. Almost fell asleep. Yeah, Anduin was a long time on this past one, too. Best class of the game, it'll drop for sure. It might drop. It might not. One way to find out. Gotta go check. At least she runs nice and fast. This was one of the characters that I got to 80 just this week for this event. Pharaoh gets the job done quicker. I have in weapons and trinkets though. Good day, Hazelin Street. Good day. I hope you're having a lovely day. Got the Zareth Overseer this morning. Congratulations! Because you already have a lot of mounts. What if there was a? What if that was a thing? Like, what if it gave you a bigger luck buff for your mount count being lower? It's not a thing. Let's not freak ourselves out. But you know, the great mount equalizer. I need to send these Titan discs over to my priest. So far, the only 2 mounts the event has given me is Invincible and the Zareth mount. Nice. It's good ones to get. Mythic. Off we go. See what kind of damage she can do. Or not do. Last night finally dropped the 2 mounts I was missing. I'm free. Congrats! That is a perfectly fine thing to say. I don't want anybody to like withhold their drop excitement out of fear of making anybody feel bad. You're totally okay. Or at least out of fear of making me feel bad. Other people might feel bad. I can't speak for them. Got Florendu. Nice. Look at you keeping up with the raid. we're gonna do this, we may as well do it this way. Aw man, rotation assist isn't helping me. Maybe I really should one button. Although one button just wants me to spam Starfall. And I have, oh, it stacks. Interesting. I have Starfall up. Yeah, I might actually one button this. Partner got Nim's head in Anixia. Been going well. Don't know that I'll end up with all the ones I'm farming. Yeah, I'm starting to think that as well, but luck can turn around pretty quick. You never know. Last week I was farming with 16 characters, literally a part-time job. I think part of my problem on Boomkin is I like space and panic and I start pressing random buttons. I'm taking the one button off my bar. It was freaking me out too much. Let's get my dots back up, maybe? New housing post? Can I read and farm? Let's see. World of Warcraft. It's only neighborly. Ooh. Okay, here. I'll drop this in I'm gonna keep farming because I've got like mounts to get here. But I will drop the post link in the chat and I'm gonna read it on my second monitor is what I'm gonna do. Assuming we don't crash this thing. There you go. There's the new post. Welcome home, adventurers. Or in this case, welcome to the neighborhood, adventurers. So far in our series of articles, we've shared information on our philosophy, decorating, and rewards for housing in World of Warcraft. But it's time to bring you into the neighborhood. Briefly mentioned in our first post on housing, let's get into the nitty-gritty of what neighborhoods are and how they work. Before we dive into things, our usual disclaimers apply. Neighborhoods are a work in progress, so names, images, numbers, timing, and more may change between now and when housing is released. Our goal in sharing this ahead of time is to get your feedback, so please let us know what you think. This land is your land. Okay, as a quick refresher, homes in WoW are separated into two neighborhood zones, Founders Point for the Alliance, and Razorwind Shores for the Horde. Each neighborhood is made of roughly 50 plots, 50, of the same size, all of which contain a house. We want players with different preferences for locations to find a plot that's perfect for them, be they vibe-based, or looking for something for a specific character. Some plots are placed far away from everything for the hermits among us, while others are grouped together in small cul-de-sacs of 2 to 3 houses, perfect for a small group of friends. Aww. Other houses are in larger groupings for folks looking for more hustle and bustle. Similarly, there's a variety of biomes in each zone, ranging from Founders Point spooky forests and autumnal farmland to the lush oases and windswept bluffs in Razorwind Shores. In both neighborhoods, you'll find a dynamic central hub area full of both NPC activity and endeavors. Keep reading. I will keep reading. One sec. We gotta go start hitting Anduin. Maybe I will one button him. An important consideration for us, and one of the reasons these zones are so big, is we want to give players ample space. Partly because having a yard that you can decorate really lets people express themselves, but also we wanted to make sure there is enough room between plots that players didn't run afoul of each other's yards. You won't have to worry about your neighbor's old growth tree jutting through your delicately constructed hedge maze. And they've got some pictures. Oh my god! The next section is titled HOA, Housing Organizations in Azeroth. That's funny. Don't worry, there aren't actually any HOAs here unless players choose to implement them. Oh no. This road leads to hell. It's not just a question of where you choose to live, but who you choose to live near that's important. There are 2 types of neighborhoods. Public neighborhoods. Created as needed by game servers, anyone can buy a house in them. As they fill up, new instances are created. Players looking for a house shouldn't see a message about all the neighborhoods being full. Public neighborhoods are run by the game, including naming it with a semi-procedurally generated name, organizing endeavors, again, see below, and keeping the neighborhood running however is needed. Okay. Private neighborhoods are created and owned by players either by guilds as guild neighborhoods or by arbitrary groups of players as charter neighborhoods. To create and maintain a private neighborhood, there's a minimum number of players, not characters, who must be in the guild or charter as well, and eventually a minimum number of players who must live in the neighborhood due to technical concerns around server and database performance, as neighborhoods are significantly more complicated than a simple instance. Guild and charter neighborhoods have largely the same functionality. They can be named by their owners, and the names do not have to be unique, although they do have delimiters to differentiate them from one another. That's a big dev kind of word. Players control who can live in them. For guilds, this is via the guild roster. If a guild removes someone, that player will also be removed from the neighborhood. So no more guild, no more neighborhood. Here's your eviction notice. Hilarious. Charters have manual control over who can live there via a special UI. Oh, the drama's going to be great. There's a permission system for who can control settings, membership. Managing endeavors is the responsibility of the owner and managers. One big difference between guild and charter neighborhoods. Guild neighborhoods have homes available for everyone in a guild through additional attached instances, regardless of the guild size. Charters are limited to the maximum number of plots in a neighborhood. Gotcha. I mean, 50 is quite a few. One button's great for doing this fight while I'm reading this post. Although I do need to be careful that I don't die here. Cast a couple of heals on myself. 2 questions that we've gotten a number of times that we want to quickly answer. Question number 1. What happens if I don't like my neighbors? I don't know who that is. We've designed this to be frictionless and straightforward. You can just kill them. Kidding. So you can just get up and move. You can choose to relinquish a house at any time, at which point your house's state will be saved, ready to be unpacked when you purchase a new house elsewhere. I don't like the word purchase. When you move out, there's a regret timer started, so if you change your mind before purchasing the new house, you can move right back in. Once you buy a new place or the timer elapses, your old house will go back up for sale and another player can buy it. It is worth calling out that if you are evicted from a private neighborhood, your house is also packed up too. Question number 2. Can people just walk into my yard/house? Answer is it depends. We want your house to be your space and for you to feel safe there, but also recognize that some people are more social. Your plot and house have independent permissions that can be set to allow or deny friends, guildmates, neighbors, everyone. Here, I'm going to pay attention to the rest of this fight just so we don't wipe after all this time. 1 second. Of course, these permissions can be changed at any time. If you want to make it private for a book club meeting in the afternoon and then open it up for a dance party at night. These permissions are frequently checked, so if you do change them, it will remove anyone whose permissions are no longer valid. This is the part where we talk about endeavors. They are a neighborhood-wide activity. This concerns me a little bit. Open to anyone who lives in the neighborhood. They occur approximately once a month, and when a new endeavor becomes available, the neighborhood is provided the opportunity to learn from various cultures and factions of Azeroth by completing different tasks. Sounds dangerously like content. Players in private neighborhoods can choose from a selection of endeavors, though occasionally a set endeavor appears to highlight things happening in the world. In public neighborhoods, the game servers are responsible for choosing which endeavors are active. Each endeavor has a group of tasks that are collectively completed by the neighborhood, and as tasks are completed, more NPCs from that area show up, making various themed decorations available to the neighborhood inhabitants, or even visiting players from other neighborhoods, and the neighborhood changes visually to be decorated in that faction's fashion. The number of tasks requires scales with neighborhood size. So a 50-player neighborhood will have to complete more tasks than a 10-player neighborhood, and similarly, if a neighborhood is less active, future endeavors for that neighborhood will scale the requirement down to accommodate. So you shouldn't end up with tasks that your neighborhood can't do because there's not enough people, theoretically. Eyes on the road, Hazel. I'm going to take a quick sec, or a minute or two here to kill Ragalon, because if I don't do this correctly, I will die. Am I Night Fae? I actually don't know. Yes, I am. Oh, that's funny. I have Convoke and then I have Convoke. I have 2 Convokes. Oh no, that's Incarn. I'm confusing Convoke and Incarn. Okay. There's Convoke. Raglan can be quite dangerous if you fight him too long. I don't know what it is that he does, but he does something that hurts. Or if you're not stepping out of his mechanics. I'm worried. Yeah. Okay. I'll have to workshop that. Here, let's read the rest of this post. We were talking about endeavors. Tasks themselves run the gamut of gameplay, from gathering to crafting to gathering to questing to completing dungeons or raids. We want there to always be a way for any given player to contribute to the endeavor, regardless of how they choose to engage with World of Warcraft. Successfully completing tasks not only yields rewards expected from that sort of task gameplay, also grants a new type of endeavor currency, shared across all endeavors, as well as neighborhood favor. Level up your house, and of course there's renown. Level up your house and earn rewards, while the currency is used to buy decorations from the visiting NPC. Gotcha. Once enough tasks have been completed, the whole neighborhood rewarded together. Purchase decorations. Our goals are threefold. 1. Give the neighborhood a common goal to rally around and be rewarded for it. It feels good to complete things together. We want to encourage both synchronous and asynchronous gameplay with your neighbors. 2. Give neighborhoods a choice in how things are visually presented on a larger scale. And 3. Introduce some asymmetry between neighborhoods to make visiting other neighborhoods more interesting. Start of what we're planning, having a large-scale persistent multiplayer space and the ability for players to collectively contribute to it is truly exciting for us. We can't wait to build on it with you. That is a lot of words. What do you find most exciting? Keep the feedback coming. We'll see you next time. Okay, how do I not die to Raglan? I am not Necrolord right now, so I can't do that unless I change. I could buy drums. I might buy some consumes here. Is this how Hazel starts crafting? It's like a strange sentence, like I've never crafted before. I'm going to buy... Let's see what current drums are even called. They're probably the expensive ones, eh? Wait until I find some that have... There we go. Ooh, yeah, they are kind of expensive. Alright. And just get 2. Maybe a alchemical chaos flask. So a charter neighborhood is basically like a guild neighborhood, except instead of being for a guild, it's for a like sort of specific, it's sort of manually done. So a manually created group of friends that don't have to be guildies, but they can coordinate to design, basically make their own neighborhood together. So not public, basically just like a private custom group. Happy I got the Sepulcher map first try. Don't want to do that raid again. Nyalotha Mount done. Nice. Horde neighborhood looks pretty. Want to make a vacation home there. Yeah, I thought it was interesting that they were like, you're different characters. You know, what if you want a certain plot to suit a character? And I'm like, but we only get one plot per faction, so I hope it suits all your characters. Like, that's a bit of a strange sentence. I'm pretty sure you only get one plot per faction. I think that's what we discussed. Hi, buddy. You back? He's gone. Okay. I'm going to use my drums, and I'm going to use as many cooldowns as I can manage here. Is there anything else that's not on my bar that should be? Fury of a Loon. Kind of important. Okay. Invoke. Heartstone. Okay, he's dead. Oh, that was so close. I think I might die now. I think I genuinely had to lust that to get through it on this character with this spec. Man, okay. I'm gonna grab a Wowhead spec. I thought I could starter build it, but I'm gonna grab a Wowhead spec. Wowhead Balance Druid. Get like a single target build here. Copy talents. Yeah, I'm not even in the right thing here. See if they give me like a very basic. Use Force of Nature as often as possible. Okay. Out of the bar. Oh, we got Convoked back. Try that. Alright, 69 we're down. Nice! Yeah, this character was actually active during Shadowlands. This character's 632. It's hard to die. I think that I would struggle on... It would be better if I had been Necrolord. I would struggle on these next two if I was Guardian. If I don't have the damage. I will save... Well, no, I'm going to use Coolies. But I'll hold drums. If I get to the swarm and it seems like I need drums, then I'll do that. Alright, I'm going to make sure that we do these two here. Use Star Surge. Dot the mobs. Use cooldowns on cooldown. Okay. 630s can do it. I'm just terrible at this class. Corcoran drop for me. Nice! Been pretty lucky. 13 now. It's nice. Scrats! Happy to get in his head. That would be a good one. People were telling me that lockout sharing still works for it. Alright, over the best. Alright, so there's... I want to use my redot. I want to use this one, this one, this one. Dump astral power. Keep my dots up. Dump astral power. Go back to Morganis. Dump into him. My hair elastic broke. Rude. Okay. And we're going to now use Lust. Just because I do not want to be stuck fighting these longer than necessary. I don't have to pull them again. There we go. I won't have a lust for Jailer unless I want to spend more gold on it, but he's a little bit less urgent. Hope all my DPS characters can do this. Yeah. I would love if Jailer would just drop it. That would be great. How many attempts have you gotten since the event started? It's a great question. Somewhere approaching 20. No, this would be like 8. No, 16, 17, something like that. Mount event allowed me to right a wrong from 05. Then college roommate beat my 97 roll with 100 on the Baron Strathwell Moors. Is that really a number you want to know? I don't want to know. Other people might, though. Okay. See if we can do this. Really cool. Astral power. Do an eclipse, maybe. Wait. Celestial alignment gives you both eclipses, I think. My next, take this rune first and then I'll do another Runicor's. Oh, not into the other one. Seems to be going fine. Definitely not my fastest character, but we're getting through it. I don't think it's really any worse than my mage was. My mage was pretty bad. 4 seconds in this room. No luck. That was my 21st lifetime attempt at this. And I think my 17th attempt this time, so I guess I can just subtract 4. Oh, I've got one more chance at it this week before I'm out of lockets. I'm gonna go look for another hair tie, I guess. And also take a little stretch. Beer beat. Okie dokie. This is a bounty helper. This is all the things, if that's what you're looking for. Alright, I need to get on my paladin, who has my last attempt at thingy. He's already beat the first boss, that's nice. Hopefully it's reset to a degree that he can get in and do it again. Or basically get to the end of the raid. He's got better item levels, so he's a little bit less in danger. Although I won't be using any lusts or anything on him. Alaska, thank you for the 5-month resub. Appreciate it. Just making sure, yeah, those guys did it all yesterday. Have you been keeping track of all the gold made? Not really. I'm just gonna dunk it into the war bank at the end and see if I feel rich. Is my plan. Am I rich yet? Alright. I wonder if I like reset. I suppose it wouldn't hurt. So it did. Anyone know off the top of their head what I have to do to unlock the Nihilith at raid entrance in Vale? I've heard that... Oh no. I've heard that, oh no. Oh, the trash is back up. I'm on the wrong end of it, though. I'm gonna see if I can sneak back to the beginning. I haven't heard anything useful. I'll cut to the chase right there. I'll tell you that right now. I haven't heard anything that is going to be of any use to anybody. Alright. So I'm gonna get these guys. I think it's the big guy that breaks it. Although sometimes these guys like to come ahead. I think we might be... I don't know. I don't think this is gonna work. This seemed kind of broke. Oh, they are running. That's good. That's encouraging. I'm using scrap to sell legacy loot items. Scrap. Bunch of campaign to get the entrance in Vale. I wonder if I'm gonna run into that this week, if we're gonna make it as far as our Nihilotha runs. Probably. By the weekend or so. Worried about unlocking it, but got it on my first buff attempt. Yeah, I'll have to do it on the characters that I know played BFA, which is basically just 2 of them. Most of the alts that are at 80 are not characters that I've had for a long time. Bolvar? Can you help me? Thank you. I was a little worried. Had the skip already, so I did put some work in. Yeah, it seems like it would be worth it if you did, especially if that's one of the last mounts that you need. Sepulcher soloable with fresh 80s 570. It'll suck. It'll really suck, and you may wipe repeatedly on some of these bosses. You might be able to do it with full consumes, but I would honestly just see if you can grab yourself a set of veteran gear. If you have undercoins on an alt, if you have any warbound gear, even just kind of doing like 1 round of weeklies will get you just a ton of stuff. If you have Valor Stones in another character and you did keys, you could send them champion boxes maybe. There's a bunch of different ways you can get like really quick item level on alts. Swimming in undercoins. Yeah, you can buy a set that way. That'll help. Both. Scrap can have a sell list as well as item level threshold. I find sometimes the item level threshold like doesn't work, so then I just add stuff to the junk list manually with a keybind. Okay. Did that in the wrong order. Get your delve belt early. Do an overcharge delve to get your disc belt, because that's going to get you a piece of champion gear from the weekly, as well as the belt itself, which is going to help. It'll make everything. It takes like 10 minutes tops. Okay, I shouldn't say tops. It might take 15 or 20 minutes if you get like a really bad story of delve and your character was super undergeared, but... The only thing about this paladin is that even though he's ret and he has a best in slots weapon, he has tank trinkets. If he had DPS trinkets, I'm not wearing them. They would have been in his bank, if anything. Hey Hazel, how are you doing today? Hi Bonesy Shadow. I'm doing alright today. How are you? I had like a really early morning. So I might get kind of tired later, but I've got a pretty chill rest of the day. I don't think I have to go out again aside from just walking the dog. Good, trying to do some keys. Nice. I'm trying to get some nails. Edward does have a lot of HP. How's little Pooch doing? Oh, Pooch is alright. Pooch has got an upset tummy right now. He woke me up this morning early to say that he had to go out, and he was right. But I made him some rice, and it seems like he's feeling better. Nanny, thank you very much for the 73-month resub. Hello, Hazel and chat. Thank you for all the cozy streams. And I enjoyed that the Saturday news videos are back. I'm glad you guys are watching them. I had a thought when I started making them again, being like, it's entirely possible that YouTube will not put these in front of anybody because I've been gone for so long. And that it'll just be a secret, like no one will know. 73. Finally got Invincible. Been worth it just for that. Nice. Today is Mythic Raid testing, yes. Today and tomorrow. I want housing now! Give it to me, right? I want to move. Feisty Fluff, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. 3 months in advance? My goodness, thank you so much. Alright, who's gonna suck more? Let's do Lords of Dread first. Mount hunting, true test of sanity. Is the same thing to still be able to like walk and talk and stuff by like walk is a bad example. Is the same thing to still like be yourself and of sound mind by the time you get done? Or is the same thing to, you know, not do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result? We could interpret this in 2 different ways. Yeah, the skip isn't super fast. This is my last character to run it on though, so one way or another, this is the last we're going to see the jailer this week. Although we are going straight into Sanctum and Domination, so it's not like things are about to get a lot more cheerful. I'm just going to rip cooldowns on pull and hope for the best here. Go. Time to go do Ragalon. Level more characters. I was hoping 10 would do it. If I don't, I may level more over my weekend. But I have enough lockouts and enough raids to run that I can, this is pretty, feasibly spend an entire week of 4-hour streams. I guess I had one short stream this week, but I can spend a whole week of streams running raids without running out. because I am pretty sure that unless I start getting mounts, I'm not going to run out of stuff to run. Like, if I did, I would start leveling more characters, but I have enough characters to run stuff, especially given that I have a ton of 70s that can do Gmod, and they might be able to do the 9 LFR, but they can definitely at least do Gmod LFR, along with some other stuff. Maybe even Night Lothal, although that would be kind of gross. Fun standing in Painsmith Spikes, not getting one shot now. Just got Vengeance's Reigns, congrats! You will for mega duper sure get those drops. Maybe. Mega duper maybe. Expecting the event to pull a full midnight, you get everything on the last possible day. That would be great for dramatic effect. It would be bad for my nerves though. It would be a little bad for like my blood pressure. Probably be great for stream numbers. Legion Remix comes out. Do you think super rare weapons from Agmar Argus will be purchasable? Maybe, yeah, entirely possible. I'm farming Entorus last on account of that, basically, just in case that turns out to be the case. If they did it for Tussa Manaroth, I don't see why they wouldn't do it for Taishalak and the Scythe. You could market that you've got nothing yet. Yeah, like putting in a stream title or something. Maybe like a 0 of 9. Not get confirmation whether those rare drop ones drop ones. I got a scythe on my priest. If that helps, that's a pole arm and it dropped on my priest. So there's something. I can help with one piece of information. Oh, was I on my priest though? Oh, I forgot. Here since the beginning of stream, realized I forgot to say hello. Hello. Thanks for your sub earlier. Need bigger bags. You can get 32 slots on the auctionist, not too bad. I mean, you can get bigger slots than that on the auctionist as well, but 32s are the affordable ones, I think. Running Sanctum on all difficulties today for Mog, and then maybe a shot at Vengeance. Let's share at luck. I'm gonna do Mythic Sanctum on 10 characters, unless I start getting stuff, to do Vengeance, and then also the 9 for the Gloom Charger. And then if we get through all of those, which I don't think we're doing today, because that's a lot of farming. When I'm through with those, I want to see how many of my characters can do Nyalotha and how annoying it is to set them up to do Nyalotha, instead of just spamming for the 9 mount on different difficulties. I think I'm more likely to get stuck on the Nyalotha Allseer than I am to get stuck on that mount. Can't get the Shrine of the Storm set in non-clothies? Yeah, they're so inconsistent. It's like impossible to assume anything based on context or past patterns because they love breaking their own patterns. would like one mount, please, jailer. You'd be so kind. The curse is broken. Hazel is free. It dropped. I was starting to think that wasn't an option. Woo! Who was here? Let's see who was here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. I'll update a stream title for that. That's a good one to get first. Yeah, first try, right? Woo! Oh, we don't have to do Mythic Sepulcher again. That's nice. Love that for me. Oh, man. What a drop. I found out that I got it because I looked at my chat log and it said found. And I'm like, wait, what? Because the there's so much chat spamming the... there was so much chat spamming the... or like pop-up spamming the screen that I didn't see the rarity one right away. Hope it will drop for the rest of us soon. Doing some dishes. All I heard was silence. Thought you didn't get it. It went right to my... Actually, I don't remember. I can't even tell you. I think it was personal loot, but I don't know. It was the first thing that I got. In my chat log, it says Cosmic Flux, Anima, then the weapon. Or not the weapon, the mount. Here, let's see it. Share some of your luck. Are you sure you want my luck? This is my first drop in like 7 days. That was my last alt, though. Let's see. Fractal, Cypher. Oh, no, it's just there. That was here. But we're officially on the board. We have washed the smell of skunk off of us. Oh, yeah. That's a nice one, too. Look at that. Congrats, Hazel. Thank you. Thank you so much. Scrap is the add-on that is marking my add-ons to sell. You lost your... I did. I lost my card for the No Mounts Club. I am resigning my prime ministership, my BEO-ness. Never seen that one. Yeah, Mythic Jailer. All right, let's go get some more mounts. There's one. Let's do more. Sylvanas, here we go. I mean, I did do Sepulcher today. The title's still technically true. I don't remember if it was push loot or not. I don't understand why people care, though. Like, it's not like you're gonna kill the boss and go, oh no, it didn't go to my bags. I guess I'm not looting it, and then, like, delete your character and like, go for a swim. Like, you're gonna loot the boss anyway. It's a 1 second difference. I don't understand the relevancy. I also don't remember which one it was. It happened so fast. I'm gonna ride my new mount. We're going to the Moth. Don't mind me drooling. Zereth Overseer. There is a skip for Sylvanas. Yep, I will be doing that. I will also be backtracking afterwards, though, to come back and do the, I'll be backtracking afterwards to come back and do, whatchamacallit? Oh, if it's tradable. Oh, I see. Are you guys running in groups? Yeah, I'm not sure. Actually love the jailer mount. Congrats. No way the moment I leave to get lunch, the mount drops. That's all I had to do. Are you still hungry? I'm about to do Sylvanas. Wait, you guys have friends? I thought I was doing mat runs because it's a self-propelled activity. No way to miss it. I do have rarity on. I did see the pop-up eventually. There was just so many other pop-ups that it like skipped me for a second. At least I didn't forget about it and then find it in my bags later. I've heard of that happening to people. Alright. We're trying for vengeance. Thank you. It's so bouncy. Had some homemade sushi. Post the pics in Discord. Nice. Yeah, you should be able to turn off all the things chat spam. They have some options for you to toggle things. Okay, see if we can take a little teleporter. Did I even play this character? Oh, enough? Is it gonna work? Yeah. Well, actually. Yeah. It's this one, not the other one. There's two teleporters back here that confuse me. Does motor on? No. Okay, I need to unlock the thing. I need Stygia. I need like 1650 Stygia. I forgot I played a different priest in Shadowlands specifically just for Shadowlands because I was like, I want to be a human. I want to see my transmog. I don't want to be short anymore. It was a tough time in my life. Let's get 650 from that priest. So I had this character, but I didn't play it as much. Why would you want to turn off the dopamine jingle? In case it ever becomes problematic for copyright. It doesn't seem to be right now, but if any company later decided they wanted to claim it and it was embedded in like 2,000 stream VODs, that would suck. That would be a bad day. Shadowlands was a rough Hazel arc. You didn't like it? Oh. I got my first 20s done in Shadowlands. That was the first time I actually like pushed keys. I was finally committing to being a healer after a lot of years of being a DPS. I loved it, but you went through things. Oh, you mean like in my personal life? Yeah. Yeah, no, I loved Shadowlands. It was great. Oh. Didn't we all know COVID at least? Yeah. Big one. Yeah, I did the thing that I know I'm not the only person that did, which was the COVID special. Pandemic and a divorce. Dungeon difficulty. Pandemic and then a divorce and then an international move. That was a whammo blammo. We're doing this on Mythic. Here we go. Sepulcher is where I'm heading after Underrot gives me that blood puppy. Oh, I don't know if I like blood puppy. Sentence I've never heard anyone say before. Alrighty. Oh man, I love riding this thing around. You're not peeling me off of it. I thought that these mounts wouldn't be satisfying. It's not true. They're very satisfying. Alright, Sylvanas, you're next. That actually makes such a huge difference to the amount of time it's going to take me to do these runs. Because doing 10 Mythic Sepulchers, as we've seen, takes about 4 hours. For me, anyway. Maybe you guys are faster at it. Here, I need another big guy. COVID special every day of the week for no cost. Ran into Horse for Scythe and was so glad that Shackled didn't drop. Go walk around Dornagal very slowly. So happy you're free of that. It was a nice raid. I learned some fun things about soloing it, but yeah, I'm glad to scratch that one off the list, especially because I have so many things that I wasn't even getting through lockout-wise. So anything that I can do that like takes some farm time off my week opens up more farm time for other potential mounts. No more Rygalundrum. Why are they winning? They've got a very strong debuff. Primary stat 1 too. I probably don't need it on this character. This is my main. I like this because it's not really that much like anything else. It's similar to, like, it's similar in vibes, but not really. It's not like an exact recolor. As far as I know, this is the only version of that. A lot of skip? It's just a raid skip quest. You gotta run the raid 4 times. Loot some stuff in the raid, turn it in, the usual. I did get a mount. I got the jailer mount. We're very excited about it. No more Sepulcher for you. I always start with the slower classes, that way after I get tired of running it, it'll go faster. I like that logic. I do the opposite. I start with the faster classes because I hope that it drops before I get to the slower characters and therefore don't have to run them at all. That's the dream. That's why it dropped for me and my last character was a paladin. Yep, you can solo the phylactery boss. I'm about to. You'll see. It's no problem. They changed it. They added a little artifice to help you. Theoretically, in terms of raids, by how recent they are, you got rid of the hardest raid to clear. Yeah! I'm so glad that worked out. People were starting to lose a little faith in my plan. Yeah, now that we've lifted the curse, we'll be back on regular drops. Regular drop rates, right? We're just gonna start catching up because we ran these ones a fair few times as well. Oh, I gotta wait for KT to go home before we're allowed in. Yeah, that's what Arthas is there for. He keeps you like in combat or something so that it doesn't reset while you go down to the ad or something. I don't know. It's related to that. What about the 9? We'll go back for it. I'm gonna do Sylvanas first. You can, in this raid, even when you've done the skip, you can go back and clear earlier. It doesn't prevent you from accessing them like some raid skips do. Being done with Sepulcher and Sanctum feels just as satisfying as getting ICC and Dragon Soul done to me. Doing A&R the Lifebinder drives me crazy. Last piece of Mog rogue to your chest. Oh yeah, it's awful if that's what if she's the one who has the Mog you need. I got the skip done and I'm happy with that. There we go. One phase it. Vagar, thank you very much for the 19-month resub. Appreciate it. Finally got Invincible today. Now to get that dang Alyssa resort mount. 60 kills this event so far. Oh, I hope it's soon. That's on Min's head. I would be so happy to get Vengeance as well because she is such a long fight. The raid skip is good. Sylvanas herself sucks. I know that the Mythic Jaina skip gets you past. I don't know if you. I don't think you can go back and like once you've skipped. I don't think you can do the earlier bosses. That's why I wasn't using the skip to get to what's his face. Maybe you can start from scratch, but you just can't backtrack from the skip point. But I don't think so. Sepulcher longest time-wise. If you have to full clear, probably because it's big. The bosses take a long time to fight, and there's 11 bosses. I forgot there were so many. This is aggressive. Can you please sing me happy birthday? I can wish you a happy birthday. I don't think I'm brave enough to sing all by myself. I sing exclusively quietly and off-key in any happy birthday chorus. Found it the hard way. You cannot go back. Yeah, Nilotha is super long too. It's so rude that you can't mount in that first area of Nilotha because it's just all roads. I think I got the red Gul'dan mount before the green one. I think that was my story. I think they have basically the same. I guess I don't know that. I was gonna say they have the same drop rate, but I don't know that. Hazel, hope you're doing well today. Hi, Alpha. Doing pretty good. Can't complain. Green isn't real. I know you're talking about the Gul'dan mount, but green isn't real. It's just a funny sentence. I enjoy that one. Everybody's lying about green. They've all made it up. I did get the Zerath Overseer. It just dropped for me today, like, what, 15 minutes ago? If that. Very exciting. Thank you. Only need that one in Vengeance. Yeah, long farms for sure. 818 runs for the green one. That's vile. That's actually twisted. Gnarly. People have been resubbing for the event. I've heard people talk about their friends showing up randomly that have been away from WoW for like 10 years, coming back and playing for the event. It's happening. Pet Peppy, I see your message. I'll get to it after Solanas, though. Just so I don't fall off a chain. But I just want you to know you don't have to send it again. I did see it. Apple TV, thanks for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. Thanks for picking me for your Prime sub. Oh, it's early for me to be getting hungry. It's only 11 o'clock. I guess it's because I was up so early today. I feel like this pushback used to be a lot worse. Would you rather fight the jailer or Sylvanas? I feel like that's hard. They're pretty close. They both take ages. You'd rather fight the jailer? I feel like Sylvanas is pretty uncomplicated in that I don't really need to watch what she's doing. I just need to watch where I'm going. I don't need to worry about getting mind controlled or jumping into the pit or anything. Also, is it an incoming mail? Drum roll? Da-da-da-da-da. Nope. Not that time. But we're gonna go back and do the 9. Pick the death gate. Faces for Sylvanas are really annoying. Yeah, you fight her for a while for sure. And we gotta go do the Eye of the Jailer and then the 9. Got the Reins of the Azure Drake. Congrats! 70 tunes should do me BFA Mythic Dungeons, no problem. Should be fine, I think. Unless I'm wrong. Babysitting for a bit, showing her daughter Sepulcher run. Doing the Anduin fight, where he screams, "Darkness consumes light." And the kid goes, "Light nom-noms the darkness." Oh, it's true, I don't think darkness starts consuming light until you have some really seriously controlled substances. Just a casual black hole. I think Anduin was just having a bad day. He was speaking from his feelings. Other mounts you need to get. 2 from this raid, Vengeance and then the Sanctum Gloom Charger from the boss I'm about to pull. I need Celia's mount from Tazavesh, the Gear Glider. I need the Mummified Raptor from King's Rest. I need Gmod from Battle of Dazar Lore. I need the Nyalotha Allseer from Nyalotha. And Taurus mount, Shackled Urzel, but that's last on the list in case it comes back in remix. My own player profile. Custom. Which makes it sound a lot fancier than it is. I just made one before I knew that people tended to import them, so it's just my own preference. Not him speaking from his programming. What are your feelings if not your programming, though? Still farming Tazvesh? Did I miss getting the seer mount? Yeah! It's okay, it'll be on VOD. Maybe I'll slice up a little highlight to stick on YouTube or something. I know, not that I exactly like flipped the table or anything, but it was nice to get after all that time. Congrats! Thank you. About time. Yeah, we finally broke the curse. Isn't it pretty? I think I'm gonna go farm the links from Nightfall when the event ends. Yeah. I was actually really glad that I farmed that ahead of time because it meant that my war bank was full of alt gear. I should level warriors. I've got tons of plate. I can remember a time when he used to clap when he got him out. Yeah, times changed. Still happy. I also used to be a little more worried about, like, how the clip would look and what other people would think of me and wanting to make good content. And it's not that I don't still want to make good content, but I don't have it in me to fake it anymore. Times change. Yeah, whatever, Garage. I'm gonna farm Gmod a lot in LFR. I can do the other difficulties as well, but LFR is just much faster because otherwise you're full clearing that raid and there's a lot of RP. Friend got Ashes into Invincible one run after the other, and meanwhile got Blue Drake from Eye of Eternity. Nice. It would be lovely if the 9 would follow up the good luck the Jailer started and chuck me a Sanctum Gloom Charger. That would be great. Gmod normal a couple days back. It was exhausting. You can lockout share. I've heard, or like pick up lockouts from other people. It just sounds like not me. I don't know. If it was just a raid skip, it would be different, but... do you believe drop rates are the same? I guess so. I have no reason to believe otherwise. Good luck on Gmod. That dork took me over 100 kills even with the buff. Yeah, I think I did like 30 or so attempts on him, because I was trying that for a while before I started doing Sepulcher and Sanctum. So we racked up, I feel like at least 20. I don't know. I wasn't counting. Got the 9 Mountain Sylvanas bow. My very first run with the buff. Gotten the bow 3 times now. Yeah, those bows have been printed. They are on mega sale. Somebody found like a vault full of them. Should have grabbed a granola bar. A little hungry. Maybe next time I get up. I suppose there's no limit to how many breaks we can take, especially if they're short. It's all the bows she wasn't giving away back in Shadowlands, right? Yeah, Sylvanas' bow can drop for any class. Any class can learn the appearance, but if you want the achievement for equipping it, you gotta get it on a hunter. I'm pretty sure. on, ladies. Wanna help a girl out? Nope. That's alright. Next character. We got 9 more characters that can do Vengeance plus this. And then we have, like, lots more attempts at this one, but I would probably work on Nilotha at that point. I would skip the Legion mount runs for now. I would do them if you had everything else, but they're at the bottom of my list because of Remix. Just realized too many instances. Yep, still a thing. 10 per hour per server. So if you have an alt that's on a different server, or like a different server cluster or group or whatever, not cluster, but like linked, not on the same linked server, then you can get more on that. I am going to log on to... Oh, I suppose it doesn't matter, does it? Mythic Sanctum Fresh 80. If you get them veteran gear. If you don't get them any veteran gear and they're item level 500 and nothing, you are going to have a tough time. I would aim for 630, 640 at least. Lust classes will have it easier. You can get, basically, if you can get them in veteran gear from, like, if you had any warbanked veteran gear from doing, like, Nightfall or whatever. Or, if you have undercoins, you can buy gear from the undercoin vendor. Over here, you can get veteran stuff that way as well. If you have, you may also be able to use flight stones. There's lots of ways to get all gear. Alright, let's clear out the bags. Lots of gold from having done this, at least. I did get the jailer mount. It happened. It finally happened. Congrats, thank you. Also, why am I not riding it around? This is my new shiny. Probably less rare than it used to be, but still pretty rare. That gives me hope that I'll get it. Can drop. Got Mim's head using your lockup method from 5 years ago? Any other raid system works for? Oh, somebody said they used it for one other raid today. I forget which. It might have been ICC? Got Ash's and Armored Rizashi Raptor deck. Good day all around. Nice. Black Temple. Aim for rare T-Bog drops too. Let's worry about mounts first. And then maybe legendaries. And then we'll have a think. If we get all of the mounts that I need, then we'll look at what kind of stuff we can do in July and have a little think. But I'm not gonna get that far ahead of myself. I did get a mount. I got one mount. Alright, Sanctum. Hopefully this guy like sorted himself out here. Well, I can mount. That's a good sign. Oh. Real SLR, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. Thanks for picking me for your prime sub.
Daring at your mind.
I wonder if I need this. Animal flow steel. Did I do it already? Take my prime, thanks for all the help. Aw, cheers. Well, that's not right. I do need 1650 Stygia. It's lucky that I had so much leftover Stygia on various alts that did play Shadowlands that I can raid. I wasn't sure I was gonna. Because setting up this teleporter on each one saves a lot of time in getting to Sanctum of Domination. Yeah, here we go. This is the one, I think. It's Motora. Holy, we did it. Yeah. Took a whole week. Whole big week. Hopefully it doesn't take a whole week for the next one. Maybe it's just like you gotta really like let the ketchup bottle sit upside down for a while. Collect at the bottom. I'm glad the event came along because before this, I thought raid lockouts were account wide. I'd been farming mounts once a week for years. Oh, that would slow things down. Raid difficulty mythic? Hope you're able to get lots of mounts.
Ebon Blade.
I'm gonna go see if Sylvanas wants to help me out.
The jailer
I did get one. I finally got one. I'm not busted after all.
The Taragru blocks our way. Champions, it is time for the jailer's pet to meet its end.
It's funny doing these raids in the different order because the jailer, you know, in my mind, the jailer is permanently perished.
You'll need their power
I'm not going back to him again. I'm not all that afraid of him anymore. Do I want my 15% main stat? No, it's fine. Not worth it. I like getting the power that makes you immune to stuns so I don't have to worry about it. I usually, on a lesser geared character, I'll get the main stat one as well just to make it a little bit faster. But I think this guy can deal without the second power. Farming Mim said forever and never went to go kill Yogg, stopped at Mim every time. Oh no. I've told this story a million times, but I used to do that with Ashes. I would kill the bird boss, and then I would stop in Tempest Keep because I was like, it's the bird. The bird should drop out the bird. Bird does not drop off the bird. Sleeping boss. Why would Mim's head drop from the weird squid?
We could use your expertise. How fitting.
When I first went there and a not so geared character almost stunned me to death. He was pretty interesting for a first boss in a raid. He definitely had some personal responsibility mechanics that could wipe you if you didn't do them. He was probably the spiciest first boss we've had in a while. They got a little easier after this.
The hour has come to make you pay for the indignities I suffered at Naxxramas. Now, at long last, you will kneel before Kel'Thuzad.
Go straight to Kel'Thas. I've been killing all the bosses for years. I haven't been in there in so long. I'd love to farm raids like that for Transmog, but I don't feel like I can do it if I still need mounts. But my mount list is a tiny bit shorter. For 663 rep health, this guy's damage sucks. I was like statted for prot, but I have 5-piece. I have 4-piece tier. You'd think that it would transfer over pretty well. Yeah, I guess I'm doing fine. He's fine.
Did you really think you had won? Ignorant fools!
This boss stuck our guild for a while.
My power grows! No, the abyss! You lack the power to best me!
Hello? Can I go downstairs, please? He just wanted to make sure I had my cooldowns up.
My phylactery! Only ice and grime await you! No! Impossible! Death answers to me!
I know that boss drops will be mailed to you if you don't loot them in the raid. I don't actually know if trash works the same way. Raid skips nullifier and B6 is gusted. Safe to say my mount farming's been a lot more efficient recently.
Many farewell.
KT's not coming back because we destroyed his phylactery and then killed him. Do you think anyone needs to adopt his cat? No, next.
Despite witnessing the broken cycle of life and death with your own eyes, still, you would stop us from remaking this flawed system. What a pity.
There are no more Valkyr to protect you, Sylvanas. You will die here for the last time.
Haven't we adopted the cat twice?
The archer does not mourn the loss of their arrows, High Lord.
No, you're thinking of Jigglesworth. Jigglesworth, I think, is just. I don't think there's any relation.
Victory. But if it's an ending you seek, then come and meet it. Very well. Death it is.
Hi, Sylvanas. How are you doing? Long time no see. You got any plans for the summer? Oh, you're going camping. That's great.
To the death.
It's fun. You bring the dogs? Do they enjoy it, or do you think they'd rather just
The past
stay home and do
shackles
their
you.
regular walks? Yeah, those trails are great.
You are unfit to stand against me, so all will not
I'll
be
have to go there
denied.
on my next vacation. Oh, sleeping. Ooh, snap. I don't think you have to do that. You can. Is your weapon just an ore? Yep, it's called Swabby's ore. It's one of my favorite two-handers. Right up there with the mop. I think it was Siren Isle as well. I'm not 100%. Do I have big old one? Oh yeah, you're right. You do get him. I'm so sorry. I did adopt this cat. He's right here.
Well,
Behind our quarry.
He's got chili
Heroes
whiskers.
with me.
Is the jailer trying to break
Hello,
out of the
Dead Bob.
mall
How are you doing today?
or something else?
Happy Thursday. Hope your week's going well.
And thunder!
By the light. He's expected.
All hope is lost.
Their forces are...
The Banshee is aiming at our heads.
I wonder what my perfect vacation is. I feel like it would probably be like a waterfront cabin in an area where I can fish. With like some friends and maybe like local markets I could dig through. Love me a farmer's market. Love an excuse to wear a summer
All
dress
hope is lost.
and carry like a woven basket. It's good stuff. But also you kind of want to just be fishing for 12 hours a day.
Thank you, Bolvar.
It's like that one guy with the t-shirt in the seafood store.
Sylvanas means
Born to
to
fish,
claim
forced
our
to work.
heads. Stop her! We're done with your games.
So
You will pay. All of you will pay.
Hope they run the bounty event next year. It's so busy this
Suffer
month.
my
I think
wrath.
they'll run it again. I don't think this is the last we've seen of it. It's been so effective for them.
Surrender!
I don't think that they would get
Hope
quite
is
the same
lost.
return on it doing it again because some people will have done it the first time, but I think it'll be popular every time.
this time you'll lose, Sylvanas.
Fall into oblivion.
Sylvanas! Give
Hear the sound of suffering.
Hold them back a little longer. The portal's nearly open. It's done. Hurry!
No! The jailer is going to destroy the Arbiter!
Quickly, champions! Stop Sylvanas!
Death bends to my will. Nothing escapes my wrath. Heed the
Come on,
call of
Sylvanas,
the
one now,
Banshee
please.
Queen.
He's done it. The Arbiter falls.
Drum roll. You guys get the cutscene, it takes forever. I watched it once for good luck and it was not good luck.
The jailer is gone. Wherever that gateway led, it's been sealed behind him.
Nope, no vengeance. Next character.
We thought the jailer was coming to slay the Arbiter, but he absorbed her essence.
Next up. for
As
sure.
if her power
Caught a little 18-inch lingcod the other day fishing for the rocks, too small to
is
keep.
all along.
I caught a couple of those on Tuesday. I sent them home. I give them a tiny pet on their tummy just for good luck. Just a really gentle, just a boop when I'm unhooking them, just because it just feels lucky and they're kind of cute and I love their little lingcod tummies. Don't get me wrong, if they were very big, I would keep them and eat them because they're delicious, but grow nice and big for me. Whenever I throw them back, I'm like, go get your father. your father. I want to talk to him. Alright. Sylvanas. Oh, I forgot to do, oh, it's fine, whatever. Let's just do Sylvanas. I forgot to do the 9. I think I'm just gonna do my Sylvanas runs first. We'll worry about the Gloom Charger later. Because we can do it on so many difficulties. We can farm it on LFR even. I technically, like, it's one boss that I don't have. One boss, my accent sticking.
I understand
one
your frustration,
boss.
Leora, but do not rush
Boss
to
that I don't
conclusions.
have to kill because I would have done Terragru already on Mythic, but, like, let's just do Sylvanas. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,000 mounts, maybe like 1,001. Because we just got our Zareth Overseer this morning. Nice mount that you can get from Mog farming. Exactly, yeah. Save a little time or something, I don't know. Got the Nyalotha mount? Congrats, Wolf Cloud, nice! Besides, I want to know if Sylvanas is going to drop me this mount. For that, I need to keep pulling her. Catching up. 965. You got 17 in the last 2 days. Wow. And so many. Let's see here. That's a good question. About, I don't know of anything. Which ones you have skips for. I know there's lots of things that will show you your lockouts. What mount have you got so far? This one, Zareth Overseer. I got the Jailer mount. See if we have our Dismotor on port or if we need to buy it. Might have it. Might have gotten it done. Nice. I got a mount! I know, right? Oh, so exciting. Yeah, it would be nice if you didn't have to worry about the quest to do the skips. At least they're account wide now, though. That's a huge blessing for this. Imagine if you had unlocked the skip on each character for this. Yuck. No, thank you. I love this teleport. It takes you right there, basically. Sadly, progress isn't. Unless it's Blackrock Foundry, apparently. Yeah, the event would be over right when you get the skip. You'd spend the entire event just full clearing the instance.
Ebonblade, hold this position.
The Jailer's Sanctum looms above us. How do we breach it?
The Terragru blocks our way. Champions, it is
It's always
time
confused me
for
that
the
you had to
Jailer's
click the orb
pet
to get another
meet
orb to
its
spawn, and then you had to
end.
click that orb to get your power. It felt like one step too many.
Bring down those beasts. You'll need their power to face the Terragru.
I'm gonna go get my main stat. I was kind of slow without it last time. Don't forget last week for duels. I got my mount from it at least. I got the mount and pet and toy. Seems like it's good enough for me. I can't remember the last time an event that they did flopped that hard. It was inoffensive. I wasn't upset with it or anything, but it was just kind of met with like blank confusion. Time to farm 37 monks and 6 dungeons and caverns at a time. There's so many other things to do. Okay, thank you. I have been blessed. I have been bestowed with a gift.
These powers are mine to claim.
Gmon drops from High Tinker in everything except for LFR. On LFR you gotta do Jaina, but on everything else he drops from Megator.
Inevitable.
Okay, I'm gonna swing my mic so you don't have to listen to me eat, but I got a grilled cheese and I got some carrots and then I got some extra chase slices of
Lady
cheese.
Proudmoore,
Raid testing
we
was
could
great. The new
use
raid seems
your
amazing. It
expertise.
seems so fun. Everybody in all of my testing groups was agreeing too. People kept
course,
being like,
honey.
yeah, that's a banger raid.
The Terragru's essence is still tethered to its master. We can use that connection to open the way into the fortress above.
The jailer will unleash all his fury upon us. We must not falter.
prepare yourselves. The Sanctum of Domination awaits. Ebonblade, secure the portal. We will draw their main forces to us. Champions, find a way to thwart the Jailer's plan.
How fitting that we should face one another here, upon the precipice of death's victory. For too long I've had to disguise my true motives, pretend to serve false masters. When all the while, it was I who helped architect Azeroth's end. The hour has come to make you pay for the indignities I suffered at Naxxramas. Now, at long last, you will kneel before Kel'Thuzad. You've meddled with my affairs for the last time! You lack the power to best me! Your blood are mine! You, my phylactery! Only ice and rime await you! Wait, no! Impossible! Death answers to me!
Almost to the summit. Be on your guard.
North's champions. You've arrived at last. Despite witnessing the broken cycle of life and death with your own eyes, still, you would stop us from remaking this flawed system. What a pity.
There are no more Valkyr to protect you, Sylvanas. You will die here for the last time.
The Archer does not mourn the loss of their arrows, High Lord. A shame you won't survive to witness our victory. But if it's an ending you seek, then come and meet it. Very well. Death it is! No mercy! To the death! The past shackles you! So do you fear that you are unfit to stand against me? Your lives end here!
I was so hungry. It was really good. Grilled cheese.
Something is limiting my magic. Where...
Behind our quarry. Heroes with me!
is the jailer trying to break out of the mall?
I'm hungry.
Or something else?
Nothing like hungry and tired.
Blood and
I've
thunder!
still got some carrots. And cheese. Sorry, throw this off.
By the light. He's expected.
All hope is lost.
Their forces are numberless.
The Banshee is aiming at our heads!
All hope is lost. Hear the sound of suffering.
Thank you, Bolvar.
Sylvanas means to claim our heads. Stop her! We're done with your games, Sylvanas.
You will pay. All of you will pay.
Hold them back a little longer. The portal's nearly open. It's done. Hurry!
No! The jailer is going to destroy the Arbiter!
She does make ice bridges with like a lot of holes in them.
Death
Quickly, champions! Stop Sylvanas!
Death bends to my will.
Alright. What do you got, Sylvanas? Oh, wait, you do the cooldowns.
Heed the call of the Banshee Queen.
I would like one mount, please.
He's done it. The Arbiter falls.
The jailer is gone. Wherever that gateway led, it's been
No,
sealed behind
not that time.
him.
Maybe next time.
We thought the jailer was coming to slay the Arbiter, but he
Take her out to the gate.
absorbed her essence.
If we really want to, we can come back in and we can do the 9 on Mythic as well. But next character. Yeah, Protoform Synthesis mounts aren't generally too bad. There's a couple that you need to farm drop items for.
Ebonblade, hold this position.
The jailer's sanctum looms above us. How do we breach it?
The Taragru blocks our way. Champions, it is time for the jailer's pet to meet its end. Bring down those beasts. You'll need their power to face the Taragru.
everything is expensive, but some things are more expensive than others. Bananas are pretty much always affordable. And a couple dollars for a bunch of bananas. Carrots, I can usually get a bag of carrots for a couple of dollars. $3 or $4 for like a big bag of carrots. Those are good. Other stuff you kind of gotta watch for it to be on sale. Welcome back to the Land of the Speaking, thank you. I know from experience that if I try to rush eating a carrot so I can talk again, I will choke. And I didn't want to freak people out with my crunching, so... Usually I prefer to just not eat on stream, but I've discovered that if I don't eat between 9 and 1, I'm not a nice lady, so I need to eat so I can continue being nice to people. Thanks for your Heroic guides. That's Heroic Sprocket. Oh, nice! Peppers are crazy expensive, though. They want, like, multiple dollars per pepper. I don't like them that much. It's not happening. Oh, that's hard. I loved Liberation of Undermine. I loved Undermine. It was such a funny raid. The voice acting, like, the fights were great, but the voice acting alone made it a good time. This next one is a little bit more straight-faced, so that's hard. I don't know if there'll be as many quotable voice lines. Maybe.
Lady Proudmoore, we could use your expertise.
I think just the one mount from Goblins. I think just the Inaria's charger.
Of course, High Lord. The Terragru's essence is still tethered to its master. We can use that connection to open the way into the fortress above.
The jailer will unleash all his fury upon
Peanut
us.
butter's good.
We
Peanut butter you can buy
must not falter.
big things for cheap sometimes if you get if you can get like a bulk container of peanut butter on sale.
The sanctum of
And then that's good like fat and
domination
protein.
awaits.
It's not like perfectly healthy or anything, but if you're trying to like eat on a budget, and also eat more than just lentils and beans and rice. Honestly, rice has been getting kind of expensive. But not compared to like other foods, so
How fitting that we should face one another here, upon the precipice of death's victory. For too long, I've had to disguise
I like to save money on groceries, but I also still like to want to live, and I get really bummed out if I'm eating like way too boring. I can do it when I have to, and I have done before, but sometimes it's worth it in life to find a nice little sale on avocados. Have a little avocado. Congrats on the mount. Which one did you get? I got myself a Zareth Overseer. I got the Jailer mount, Mythic Jailer. It's pretty cool. It's a really good one. Congrats on mowing your yard. Tell me everything about what I need to choose a lawnmower. You know, if I end up with lawn, depending on how much and whatever. I'm thinking electric, but like, I don't know anything. There's probably like a thing to not do that I don't know about. Only about sugar free. Wish I could eat the whole jar every meal. Same one my parents got 15 years ago. Nice. At first I was like, oh well, depending on how much grass it is, I'll just get a reel mower, which are like the manual ones with the blades that roll. But apparently those are like a huge workout, and you have to keep them really sharp. And you also have to trim the grass pretty often, like it's hard to kind of catch up from behind with those things. I've seen a few neighbors get reel mowers, struggle through mowing the lawn like twice, and then give up and get a powered mower. Don't run over the wire. Get a battery operated one. Electric, you need a long cord. Depending on how big like your yard is. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna be mowing, but I want to be mowing. I want to have grass to mow. The scythe is optimal, super easy, and looks sick. I can't do that. I would like not notice my dog sneak up behind me, and then it would be a real bad day. Why am I going to Rune Carver? This is terrible. This is not where I'm going. I'm out of here. Spent summers at my grandparents' place mowing the backyard with a reel mower. Character building. I bet. I bet it was like muscle building. Imagine having enough space for a riding mower. Or enough money for a robot mower. They're crazy expensive, but there's like drone mowers that you can get, like remote operated sort of robots. I don't know what it is yet. I'm just kind of thinking hypothetically about if I do manage to buy a place. I wouldn't expect it to be. Wait, is turf not lawn? I thought turf was just a way of installing lawn. It's not going to be fake anyway. If it is fake, I'm ripping it out and I'm consigning it to hell. Learn from my mistake on battery mowers. This is kind of what I want to know. I want to learn from your mistakes. Get one wide enough to not have to walk back and forth too much, and buy a second battery because it always dies just before you finish. Mom named a robot mower Carrot because it's orange. Aww. Lawn Roombas are effectively sheep. Seconded on the extra battery. Okay. I was told that if I start getting power tools, I want to pick an ecosystem because there's like walled gardens of power tools where like the same batteries you can use interchangeably with different things and the same accessories, but like once you've kind of got one brand, you're sort of in it. Which sounds like a lot of pressure for picking your first one. Some places rent goats for lawns. It's a way of installing lawn preceded. If you use a gas mower, it will destroy it. Don't ask me how I know. Oh. I see. 2, just in case one runs out of juice, recharge the other one. Okay, backup battery. Good to know.
You've meddled with my affairs for the last time!
It's hard because like I don't want to buy tools and appliances that are like too cheap and then have to replace them and have effectively wasted my money. But also, if I buy a house, I'm gonna be like poor. I'm gonna be very broke. Or at least house poor. So I'm not exactly gonna have like a lot of extra cash to throw around on like the best model, and sometimes the best model is not necessary. And knowing whether or not it is or isn't is really hard when you're at the beginning of your life.
To the cold dark. My mastery over death is absolute.
Look at all these people knowing so much about laws. Who am I? What do I know? There are like lawn people and then there's lawn people. There are whole like factions and like philosophies and schools of thought within lawns. I think this might upset some lawn people, but I'm kind of team if it's green, it's fine. If it's green and it's short, it's fine. I'm not gonna be trying to curate what species of grass. I'm not gonna be like, oh, the crabgrass, the clove. You know, like I'm just gonna be happy it's not dust. I would try pretty hard to avoid any strata that was gonna find me for dandelions. Oh, I need to go down. First job ever was landscaping because I was so young I did way too much research. I don't know it anymore. Don't care for my lawn, that's all I know. Once I started owning, mowing, and tending the lawn became something.
Only ice and crime await you. I tire of this game. Let the arms know. If possible.
Pretty strongly anti-lawn native ground cover.
To me.
Yeah. I think native, that's a great idea. A lot of people will do rock gardens instead, or just like rip out the lawn and get gravel, because then you don't have to water and mow. And I can appreciate where they're coming from, but oh boy, it bums me out. I looked at a lot of houses. I've been looking at houses, and a lot of them are like low maintenance, and it's just a desolate wasteland of rocks. It looks like a shipyard. It's so sad. I just want something green. I don't think dead patches would bother me. As long as it doesn't turn into a big dust bowl. And even then, I don't know if that would bother me either. Figure out something.
Champions, you've arrived at last.
Native plants, clover worked well.
Despite witnessing the broken cycle of life and death with your own eyes.
Yeah, a lot of people here will have food gardens and
You
flower
would
gardens
stop
instead of
us
lawns in their
from
front yard.
remaking
In the
this
city anyway, in
flawed
Victoria. I'm not
system.
shopping for a house here, but
What
there's
a
tons of
pity.
people that will take out their lawn and they'll just do big garden beds or just gardens instead. It's gorgeous.
There are no more Valkyr to protect you, Sylvanas.
Great for bees too, lots of pollinator gardens.
You will die here for the last time.
The archer does not mourn the loss of their arrows. High Lord.
That's why I put my headset.
A shame you won't survive to witness our victory. But if it's an ending you seek, then come and meet it.
The problem with buying used stuff from like a pawn shop or marketplace or whatever is that I am brand new to like power tools in general. So if I'm looking at a used item, I'm not gonna know which ones are good enough to last a long time. I'm not even gonna know how to turn it on. You know, like there are probably like red flags for things that are and are not desirable on a used piece of tool like that, and I am going to be completely blind to all of them. It's one of those things that like would come really naturally if you had a lot of experience. But I've been renting my whole life. I've never had to take care of a lawn or a garden or anything. I want to. I'm gonna have a big learning curve though. Get a lot of manuals online. But like, am I supposed to be in the pawn shop like looking up manuals for everything? Trying to find a serial number and like looking at my phone? Hoping that I have internet? Like, it just realistically, it just doesn't sound very likely. I'm sure it's a good idea, I just don't have confidence in my own ability to execute it.
Do you fear
A tool
the
library.
shadows?
I don't even know what the area is gonna be. I don't know if there's one in my area now, and I don't know where my area is gonna be next. That's what makes it hard to plan. But it doesn't stop me from thinking about all this stuff a million years in advance. But I would be a little hesitant to use a tool library instead of having my own tools, because I don't trust myself to not break things, and I don't want to borrow things and break them when they're not mine. It would make me way too scared to use them at all.
You are unfit to stand against me.
This is gonna turn into Hazel asks for advice and then turns down all the advice she gets. It's a classic. It's like a tradition. Argues with all kinds of good wisdom. It'll be kind of cheap, gets the job done, Milwaukee pretty good. That's the kind of thing I want to know. Like, is the brand that's 30% more expensive going to be 30% more reliable? My needs are probably going to be pretty basic. You won't break any power tools. You don't know that.
Your lives end here.
Never underestimate the ability of an absolute beginner to get themselves into scrapes you didn't know were possible. 1 in 9, what did I miss? I got the Jailer mount. I got the Zereth Overseer.
Something is limiting my magic. Where?
Behind our quarry.
How many
Heroes
houses
with
have you
me.
toured? More than I'd care to
Is
admit.
the jailer trying
It's
to
making me
break
feel
out
like
of
I'm
the
picky,
maw?
but I'm not that picky. We've
Something
tried to
else.
get a few of them. It's a tough market out there.
Blood
Whoa,
and
careful.
thunder!
If you don't expect miracles, we'll be able to trick.
By the light.
I know those ones are green. I know they've got the green branding. I think I had once upon a time I had like an electric drill.
Their
But I'm hoping to
forces
learn
are
more about these
numberless.
things. I would like to, you know, go to YouTube University and become handy and learn how to like
Banshee is aiming at our
maintain
heads.
things on my own. Do little repairs and installations and stuff. It sounds like fun. I mean, it sounds like hell, but it also sounds like it'll be fun once I figure out what I'm doing. One thing that is important is battery compatibility. Some of them introduce new battery formats, some new model batteries might fit older tools. See. Process of renovating a craftsman house built in 1918. YouTube, trust yourself. You'll be fine if you're done plumbing, repointing brick. We'll never touch electric too many codes. Yeah, that's fair. I've seen some places that were like DIY redone that shouldn't have been. And then I've seen some places that have been done really nicely. How tough is replumbing? I've seen some places that have some kind of questionable, not like cast iron, but like some plumbing that could stand to be redone for like peace of mind. And I think it probably depends on which section you're redoing and how easy it is to like kind of shut off the water and, I don't know, replace things.
We're out of time. Oribos is being enveloped by the maw.
Kind of fun every time something breaks, you learn a new skill.
The portal's
Basic
nearly
plumbing easy, more
open.
complicated stuff not so much. Gotcha.
It's done. Hurry!
No!
I watched a bunch of videos on drywall so that I'd be less afraid of drywall. Because I've always been like, I never even want to make holes in it to hang stuff up in because I didn't even know how to patch them. So that's been fine. I've been using like command strips, but I may want to do things that may, at some point, make holes in drywall, or maybe I'll just want to repair it, and I didn't really realize how straightforward that can be. It's probably. So it's something that I want to mess around with eventually. Not be so intimidated by it.
The call of the Banshee Queen.
For a long time, the most advanced thing that I've ever really done has been to take out the trap underneath a sink to clean it and unclog like a clogged bathroom sink. Which I still maintain is a great trick. Awesome to know. Love doing that. Don't get me wrong, it's disgusting, but it's so satisfying to have it draining properly after you've cleaned all of the slime out of it. I used to think that when I had short hair, it wouldn't be a problem anymore because there'd be no hair to find its way down there, but then I found out that even if there's no hair, there's still slime. Sentient slime. House repairs just Legos. Watch YouTube video, most of the time works out fine. Anxiety doing something wrong in case cause you to make mistakes. That's how I feel about computers. Computers to me are just very expensive Legos. Mind you, I haven't built one in a long time, so they're probably very expensive Legos that have come out with a couple of new tricks in the last 10 years or whatever, but I'm fairly confident putting them together. Like, I might not do it perfectly, but I'm not going to do anything that's going to brick it. Or I'm unlikely to do anything that's going to completely brick it. So hopefully I can build that same confidence about a house one day. Sentient slimes. Yo, what are they called?
He's done it.
Slime molds. Slime molds are so interesting and so gross. Helps know if a ring falls down there, you can get it back. I never take off my rings unless I'm putting them in a ring box. They do not touch the counter. They do not touch a table. They are going either in their box or on my finger.
It's been sealed behind him.
Any luck? No luck? No.
We thought the jailer was coming.
Mage's
to
done.
slay
Time
the
for hunters, I
arbiter.
think. Unless I want to do my druid next.
Absorbed her essence.
There's one
As
literally
if her
called Dog
power
Vomit Slime
and
Mold.
the
Oh dear.
sigil were his all along.
Yeah. My biggest encounter with a slime mold was in a rented apartment a couple of apartments ago that had a mysterious smell in the kitchen that we couldn't find, and I was like cleaning out the fridge and cleaning behind the fridge and doing under the stove and everything, and I discovered that ultimately the dishwasher was the culprit, and underneath like a cover filter at the bottom of the dishwasher was an aggressively large and interesting and disgusting slime mold. They're like... They're not really plants, and they're not really animals, and they're not really fungus. They're just evil. I don't remember what I did to get rid of it, but it was gone after that. I think I killed it with extreme prejudice and possibly bleach.
Good fortune to our friends.
I think you're fine. Put holes where there's a stud behind the drywall. Probably depends on what you're hanging on it, right? Assuming you're hanging something heavy or not heavy. I'm sure any shelves or anything load-bearing you're going to want to put in a stud. Gosh, it wasn't exactly a stud finder, but I remember when I went through... I had this phase where I had this string of Christmas lights, and they were cheap, so they kept breaking. And they would break in such a way where, like, half of the string would stop working. And usually you just, you know, you replace the first bulb that in that row, and then the rest of it will work. But it wasn't working that way. It was, like, really sporadic and difficult to figure out the logic behind which bulb needed to be replaced to get the string of lights working again. And I got, like, a current finder so that I could try to diagnose. It was, like... They were cheap lights. You're just supposed to throw them out and buy new ones. But I was like really determined to try to figure out how to repair them. I think I ultimately did, but then the next year when it happened again, I just threw them out and got different ones. I think I realized it was not worth the effort. And I don't think I have the current finder anymore, which is a bummer. I've lost a lot of things over the last couple of moves. I'm looking forward to not doing that again. And by lost, I just mean like left behind or like donated or whatever.
I understand your frustration, Gaora.
It's nice now that if I get like a tool, I'm hoping to keep it. Okay, Sylvanas. Orbos. Of all the things I lost, I miss my mind most. You know what tool I'm not going to get because it's expensive, but I want like one day just for fun? Pressure washer. Looks so satisfying. There's a reason there's a video game just about pressure washer simulating. Plus, it seems like it could be useful for stuff, you know? Sometimes you just need to blast some water through something. I do still have a bread maker. I do. I like it a lot too. I haven't used it much in recent times. Should do though. How am I still hungry? I crushed a sandwich, a carrot, some bonus cheese. It's only 12:18. I must have really... I had a good breakfast. Mine immediately goes to tapeworms. It's always tapeworms. I think we're just talking about... No, we weren't talking about food. We were talking about home repairs. Bread maker has turned into an exclusive pizza dough kneader. It's so great for that though. I love doing that because not only can you just kind of like pop the stuff in ahead of time and then have like homemade fresh pizza dough ready to go whenever you're ready to make dinner, but also you can put your own stuff in it. My favorite is to press a couple cloves of garlic into it and then a handful of rosemary from my rosemary plant. May it rest in peace. Gotta get another one day. Fresh rosemary and garlic in pizza crust. Yum. I gotta stop talking about food. Want everything to be made out of concrete so I can water wash out stuff without worrying about mold. Concrete's not totally impervious to water though, is the thing. Otherwise our foundations would be a lot safer. I think any class can get that, although I wouldn't bet my life on it.
Ebonblade, hold this position.
Could be wrong. You can only take one kitchen appliance with you on the move and not purchase anything else. Ooh, that would be mean. It would probably be the Instant Pot, though. The Instant Pot, I think I use for the most different. Assuming we're not talking it like kitchen appliances I'd move with me and not like, oh no, you don't get an oven anymore. Otherwise, it would probably be like an oven/stove combo. But yeah, if we're talking like consumer countertop kind of appliances, probably Instant Pot, because that could do the rice maker job if it had to. Kind of invaluable for like my soups and stews and curries and chilies. I would miss the bread maker though. Wood is an existentially poor choice for building a building. It's just a shame so many things want to eat it. It's like we made our homes out of something that so many things like termites and ants and beetles just think is delicious. Also rottable. When you look at an old house, I feel like it's easy to get stressed out about like, oh man, there's all this stuff that I really need to watch for that's like really end of life. And you do need to be careful of those things. But I also try to remind myself that, you know, that house has been standing there since before your parents were born. It's been through some stuff and it can probably go through some more. It's not that it won't need any work or that that work won't be expensive sometimes, but like, it's been up. It's survived a lot of stuff. Old houses are tough. Old houses are sometimes all you can afford. There's like different age ranges of houses that were like, that are sometimes better or worse than others. Depending on where you're shopping and how the houses were built. Sometimes there was like a bunch of houses built in a specific time frame, but if they built them all really cheaply and badly, that may not be for the best. Even newer houses can have even more problems sometimes if they were made terribly. Without a lot of thought to the future. But yeah, you gotta be careful of stuff with old houses. Hidden, buried underground oil tanks are one of the worst. From places that used to do oil burning heating furnaces. Scary. You can get geomagnetic scans and stuff for it, which is expensive, but not as expensive as having to deal with it if you don't find it, and then it's your problem. Hearthstone is gambling. Mini King Crush. Yeah, it's like a gacha. And basically, you can think of it as Hearthstone released a cosmetic pet that costs $158 USD. Because the odds of you getting it for less than $158 are not good. Technically possible, but not good. It's basically $158 with a bunch of like garbo psychology designed to make you feel like you're not spending $158. It's awful. People are rightfully kind of upset about it. That's the direction people are going, though. Oh, you meant tough as in built well. Oh, I'm so sorry, I misunderstood. Builder specials lurking from every decade.
A hollow victory. You will yield to
All the old electric installations, yeah. I had an inspection done in one place where the inspector had to like make sure to get a hold of the homeowners.
Lady Proudmoore, we
Basically
could use
ASAP
your
because there was like an active
expertise.
fire hazard.
Of course, High
It
Lord.
was not just like a this needs to be replaced. It was a
Terragru's
this
essence
is
still
going to
tethered
catch
its
on fire. It's
master.
not an if, it's a when.
We can use that connection to open the way into the fortress.
So it's good that they had a
above.
home that they were trying to sell it.
The jailer will
I was
unleash
getting a home
all
inspection
his
for it
fury
because
upon us.
you know.
We must not falter.
got an electrician in there.
Prepare
We're going to
yourselves.
the skip is
The
what we're doing.
Sanctum of Domination awaits.
Over here. It's hidden behind Terragrude.
Make it quick.
I feel like if I do get a place, it doesn't matter how old it is, how ugly it is, how, like, I mean, I'm trying not to get anything super questionable, but how questionable it is, I'm gonna be like, it's perfect. Nobody say a word. Not that anybody will have any info to say a word about, but like, it's mine. That's my ugly old house. Well built, often not well insulated. Here in the Pacific Northwest, sometimes houses are insulated in a way that keeps too much moisture in, and then they get moldy. Like sometimes, I'm sure that in, you know, done properly in modern times you can get both, but like, apparently it's a higher percentage of newer homes that have mold problems, especially in the attics, because they're just closed, they're too sealed. They don't vent very well. Or at least that's what the inspector was telling me. My childhood home looked like it was wired by a small child. Oh no! I did get one. I got the jailer mount. I am up 1 Xerath Overseer. Carmen Bodden, all difficulties, still no Gmon. Keep faith. Got it. If I get one, it'll be Hazelnutty HQ. Moostopia. You got a drop? I did get a drop. I got it just today. We're done with Sepulcher Mythic for the Mount Farm.
You've meddled with my
16 to
affairs
37.
for the last time.
Releases have line items that cooking with windows open because moisture.
No, the abyss.
I guess one thing that I have in my favor is that I have a habit of keeping hergometers on anyways to track humidity because I used to do it for houseplants' sake. And also to make sure that my aquariums weren't making anything too humid.
Through death, my phylactery.
So I have a couple of little ones. I need to keep putting new batteries in them. One in my office is out of battery right now. But they've just got like temperature with like a little humidity meter so you can at least keep an eye on what it is.
To me.
Maybe you step all my buff luck on invincible. No, you make your own luck. You got this. I'm gonna stretch while I'm not gonna like go AFK, but I'm gonna stretch while Sylvanas is yapping.
Azeroth's champions, you've arrived at last. Despite witnessing the broken cycle of life and death with your own eyes, still, you would stop us from remaking this flawed system. What a pity.
There are no more Valkyr to protect you, Sylvanas. You will die here for the last time.
The Archer does not mourn the loss of their arrows, High Lord. A shame you won't survive to witness our victory. But if it's an ending you seek, then come and meet it.
Not bad for 30 seconds. That feels a little better. My hips are starting to get super stiff. I might need to stand up and stretch those out.
Death it is!
Me during Lich King RP, do chores or exercise / stretch? Ruin insta-kill? I don't think so. I think I've failed to kick it on some occasions and not died.
To the death!
Pretty bad Priest Druid and having a long interrupt CD. Yeah, no, I haven't wiped on this yet. I've been doing it a bunch. You'll still wipe if you fall off, but... Or if you don't switch platforms before she finishes casting Raise at the end, but that's just a jumping to the next platform kind of thing.
Darkness take you.
It's warm today. I think I need to close my windows.
You are unfit to
It was
stand
cool this
against
morning,
me.
but I think it's starting to get hot again. Or warm, anyway. I can't believe I got a mount today. It finally happened. We went so many days without getting any mounts. And I mean, I was doing long farms. There were some reasons for it, but it was still, I think, statistically unlucky. Is there an exercise bike? Looks like an IKEA level build. Yeah. That's always fun. You gotta give yourself some time. Give you an extra pair of hands if you can. I feel like the move is to set up an exercise bike with like a screen in front of it, unless you just really enjoy it. But for like a stationary thing like that, like a screen in front of it where you can either like watch a show or even like play a game or something. Maybe it's hard to play a game on the bike, but...
Your efforts are futile. Ouroboros is within my grasp. No! We will stop you! Jaina, we need a portal. The jailer must not take the Eternal City!
Something is limiting my
Maybe
magic.
Twitch on in the background or something.
Behind
That was always my problem with stationary exercise machines, is I would just get so bored.
Is the jailer trying
If I'm
to
gonna
break out
exercise,
of
I
the
want
law?
to usually be
Or
outside,
something else.
if at all possible.
Blood and thunder!
Ashes and handmaiden dropped for me yesterday. Nice! Congratulations! Whoa! Careful.
By the light, he's
All hope is lost.
Stood in the veil.
Their forces are numberless!
I guess I did wipe. I think I wiped on this once. I like stood in the veil too many times and I didn't get it healed off. That's not the glory achievement. Used to do high intensity for like 10 to 15 minutes to get it over with.
The Banshee is aiming at our heads!
Everyone definitely doesn't kill you. I like it whenever I can work some exercise into something I was gonna do anyway. Like walking to get groceries and carrying them back, or taking the dog somewhere. Going fishing and doing like a big hike to get there, like climbing up and down the rocks while fishing. I feel like for me the killer is if I feel like I'm exercising just for the sake of exercise, there needs to be another point for me. Like if I'm doing yoga, it's to sort of meditate a little bit and breathe, and the exercise is sort of a byproduct.
Thank you,
Careful
Boba.
with health. Oh, I'll be alright.
Sylvanas means to claim our heads! Stop her! We're done!
I just took
with
one,
your game.
I took one Veil of Darkness. It'll really chunk you.
We're out of time. Oribos is being enveloped by the maw. Hold them back a little longer. The portal's nearly open.
Stair stepper to flex desk. I've seen streamers that have
It's
like
done.
under desk
Hurry.
walking pads, sort of like a little mini treadmill that you just put under your desk, and they're just like walking along like heel and keys or something. I think that's really cool.
Quickly, champions! Stop Sylvanas!
Death bends to my will.
Alright, Sylvanas. Help me out.
Death awaits you. Nothing escapes my wrath. Heed the call of the Banshee Queen. I never miss.
He's done it. The Arkham falls.
The jailer is gone. Wherever the gateway led,
Played off the table trying to
it's
drum roll.
sealed behind him.
We thought the jailer was coming to slay the Arbiter. But he...
Oh, that owl cat soul
absorbed
scared
their
me. I did not
essence.
get them out.
As if
I
her
got an owl
power
cat soul.
and the sigil
That is not the same thing.
were his all along.
Okay, I think that marks time to start hunters. That's even better, you think? Oh. Yeah, I don't know how fast these runs are going. I think if I just do Sylvanas, they're not too bad. My hunters are pretty fast. And they should be able to teleport here and not mess around too much trying to get in. Yeah, these guys have been done, so I have 4 more attempts left on Sylvanas this week. But I got my jailer mount on the last attempt for the week, so you never know what's going to happen. I'm going to close my window real quick. Getting a Mechanica, but instead of a Mechanica, it's a steam boil engine you end up selling. I randomly oh, am I Horde? No, I'm not Horde. I'm doing it backwards. I got a whatchamacallit? A Mechanica recently. Like a real one on an alt while I was just in, I think yesterday, like at the end of the stream. It's weird. Nice having Lust. This is such a cool mount. I'm so happy I have at least one, because now I have something to ride around to all of my mount runs, you know? It's just like we never left.
My new partner.
Oh no. Uh-oh. I have to go. No, I have to go do more skips. I'm so sorry. I thought I had them all. I don't. We can do Night Fae. The Night Fae skip takes a little longer, or the Night Fae Covenant takes a little longer to set up, but it'll give me Soul Shape to get around. Cat snoring. One time I was in a Zoom meeting, the other person heard my cat snoring from across the room. That's fantastic. My kitty snores too, very rarely, but it's very cute when she does it. She's a little grunty old lady snores.
What might your purpose be?
I don't know if I can be Night Fae actually at this point. I might just go be a Necrolord.
My blades are at your command.
Because I can cheat to get to Maldraxxus. I got the Zareth Overseer mount from Jailer. Finally get to see you live. Hello. Welcome. Oh, I only have 20 minutes left of my stream. For some reason I thought, oh well, you're leaving in 20 minutes. You must have something to do today. I'm here all day, and then it occurred to me I'm not here all day. My time slot ends in 20 minutes. That's funny. Very snory, calm, and comforting ambiance in the house. I love the sound of my dog sleeping. He dreams a lot, and he'll do sleep woofs. And they're so cute, and it just sounds so comfy. It's like, oh yeah, Moose is having a nice sleep somewhere. It's like you want to be here all day.
Necrolords, true defenders of Maldraxxus.
I love the sound of a dog barking with his mouth closed. He goes, woof, woof. It's like the wolf just like escapes out the side of his mouth.
We now hold the sanctum, thanks to the deeds of this mortal who stands with our
He hasn't really been doing it on stream. He's been sleeping on stream sometimes, and he's been dreaming on stream, but he hasn't been woofing.
Though the Primus is long
he had a pet dream yesterday. He was like whining and like groaning in his sleep, and then when he woke up I went and gave him a big hug. Once he was awake. Sorry buddy, didn't sound like a good one. I just want to shelter my dog from all suffering and harm. I don't think it's possible, but I wish I could. I heard a boof once or twice. LFR for the mounts that drop on it is usually a faster way to kill the boss. So for like the Sanctum mount from the 9, the Gloom Charger, or for Gmod in particular. Mistress Sassine's Abyssworm as well. I think LFR is a good choice for that.
Within you lies the
because it makes your characters don't have to go out to the raid, they can just go to the Q NPC, which is usually easier to get to. You just have to do the one wing.
Unto you I bestow this power. Defender of Maldraxxus.
Loktar, even here, I protect the... Only the strong survive.
I will do another Sylvanas kill. It may be just the one Sylvanas kill for the rest of the stream, though. It might be all 20 minutes on
my
getting this
apprentice,
next one.
you return at last.
My apprentice.
I am ready when
Must
you
resist
are.
urge to take
Oh,
old man
this
after
is quite
nap.
exciting.
Or, devil on your shoulder.
Farewell,
What if it's better that you
apprentice.
take the nap earlier rather than later, so you have a chance to, like, have the rest of your day and get tired again in time for bedtime? That's always my, like, evil brain thing of, like, well, I should stay up, but if I'm not going to, I should cave now.
Shall we get to work?
You know, better to go to sleep at, like, 1 or 2 than, like, 4 or 5 o'clock. That is a very convincing devil on the shoulder. You're welcome, and I'm sorry. I get myself with it all the time. I don't regret my naps too
always
much,
have
even if they mess
time
up my
for
sleep
my
schedule. My kitty
brightest
usually comes and
people.
sleeps with me, and she's happy. And that's worth it. Anything that makes Miss Kira happy is worth it.
We have agreed to parley, despite your house's treason. Now speak.
Garmal is no friend of ours. If you would have us, we would join your cause.
Didn't realize I'd missed this skip on so many characters. I guess I just muscled them out to Sanctum before. Because I did do all my Sanctum lockouts in the first week. Because I finished them before I started doing Ny'alotha. See you later. Thank you very much. That's a funnest fight. It's boring. I discovered that I have time between the RP at the beginning and basically the whole fight to more or less eat lunch. I had the better part of a sandwich while fighting Sylvanas, and it was fine. No problems.
We all have a duty to fulfill. Moorwalker, Hallmark Adrestes brings grim tidings from Bastion. You are needed in Oribos at once.
Skip. And then she's gonna need 1650 anima, or Stygia, or whatever. Must be getting close to having set all these characters up. I'm running out of Stygia. Imagine having to farm more. That would be embarrassing. That would be a bad day. I don't even know how to get Stygia anymore. Rares? Couldn't tell you. Right now I feel like it's just coins I keep finding in my couch.
Have you come to trade or to waste your breath?
Why is she so mean to me? Do you think she secretly likes me? I must make her nervous. Covenant assaults in the Maw? Dailies in Korthia. Getting into this raid would have really sucked back then. I know I played back then and I raided. I was getting to this raid back in Shadowlands, but before the teleporter anyway, I feel like this sucked. How you doing, Hero? How you been? Life treating you okay over there? Yeah.
Ebonblade, hold this position.
You don't like Stygia? It's like
The
Stygia, like
jailer's
squidgy.
sanctum looms above us.
Started
How
a
do we
VTuber
reach it?
agency. I bet you did.
Blocks
So
our
that
way.
sounds right up your alley. How's it going?
Champions, it is time for the jailer's pet to meet its end.
Other than that, same old, same old.
Bring down those beasts. You'll need their power to face the Terra crew.
I've been living my life. A little work-life balance. I got a dog. I'm trying to buy a house. Making a couple videos. Doing a little stream. That's fine. My dog's really cute. How did I do the chain? The chain. The quest chain or Sylvanas' chain? Because there's no rushing Sylvanas' chain, but the quest chain you can skip at most of it. You just keep talking to the people. Streams so early, never get to catch him live. Yeah. Yeah, for July I'm doing an extra hour on the end of my streams. Just for the collecting thing, because I need the time to farm mounts. Content aside, I need the time to sit here and do mount runs if I'm gonna get through them all. Talk to Bernard, you can go to Sanctum. No, there's a bunch of skips. You're kind of talking to like Bolvar and then getting a covenant and then going to your covenant and then skipping there and then getting a soul bind and then going back and then skipping again and then skipping again. And then you go to Venari and then you transfer some Stygia, which you hopefully have from a different character, and then you can unlock the teleporter at Venari. But it all kind of falls apart if you haven't done enough skips. They're not hard to do, but there's a lot of them. It's the most aggressive amount of skips in a row I've ever seen content need. Okay, here we go. I hope I got the thing. I don't remember if I took the... Oh no, I got it. The ever-beating heart. Gosh, I really like having Lust. Working from home during COVID, learning to play a lot of Shadowlands. I remember leveling a lot of alts during the Winds of Wisdom when I first popped that up at the very beginning of the pandemic. Talk to Venari quest. You don't actually do any quests with her. If you got enough to do Zereth Mortis, you're almost there. You may need to go to your Covenant Hall and get a Soulbind, and then once you come back, you can do a Moss skip that lets you talk to Venari to get the teleporter unlocked. If Venari doesn't want to talk to you, you probably need to do that first in Oribos.
Lady Proud.
I was getting hung up on that part, because the Zereth Mortis skip you would assume would also include the skips before it, but it doesn't. Winds was 20%, I think. I think it was 20% bonus XP.
Still tethered to its master.
I could be misremembering though.
We can use that connection to open the way into the fortress above.
The jailer will unleash all his fury upon us. We must not falter.
Prepare yourselves. The Sanctum of Domination awaits.
How fitting that we should face one another here, upon the precipice of death's victory.
Yeah, a lot of XP.
Too long I've had to disguise
The time walking speed buff was actually kind of huge. I forgot about it, and then I was using it to get a couple characters to 80, and I forgot how great it is.
It was I who helped architect Azeroth's end. The hour has come to make you pay for the indignities I suffered at Naxxramas.
Yeah, I'm not a huge story person, so I can't really speak too much to it. But the thing that I think bothers her, I'm going to turn off his yelling. The thing that I think bothered me about her story and the way that Blizzard unleashed it was they kept saying, I know she's doing crazy stuff, but just trust, she's up to a bigger plan, she's up to a bigger plan. She's got like this 40 chests, it's all gonna make sense one day. And then the bigger plan was that someone bigger than her lied to her. Or something. Like, it was really sort of a letdown at the end. Because they made it sound like she, like, it was just gonna be a bigger twist than it was. Finally got the Undermine world quest with the bomb diffusion. So you go up to a bomb. I think you maybe need to click on it so that you're working on that bomb in particular. And then you can press the extra action buttons to match it. It's just a Simon Says game. But there was like a little trick to make sure that you're actually working on the correct bomb. Yeah, I think that's it. It's not super obvious when you're looking at it. It tripped me up for a minute. Okay. Pop him. I love it when I can one face that. Alright, Sylvanas, I'm coming. This hunter's kind of cute. This is kind of like whenever I want to be like a prototypical night elf. That's what I think of as like having like a little saber. And then maybe a fairy dragon.
Maybe she'll give me a vengeance.
I'm gonna start a stopwatch. I'm curious how long this fight's gonna take. I know the chain thing takes a while. I liked this phase when we were progressing it and playing it. It was pretty cinematic. Getting people out of their arrows felt urgent. The rive lines coming across the platform looked pretty cool. Not bad. And the last phase was fine too. It was tense. It was like small amounts of space. It's just the middle phase that can bite me. It's just phase 2 that was awful. It's like a huge run, and not only is it a huge run, but it's a huge run where you can't even run as fast as you can because you have to wait for Jaina to summon holy ice bridges for you. that for an achievement? I've never seen that before. There's like a little green ball over there. Yeah, I fell my fair share of times too. I wonder how hard these achievements are to do nowadays, solo. There's usually an achievement or two in every pack that like can't be done solo. Bugging it because the game tells you to follow Thrall. Can't be done solo. Gotcha. Need 4 people to pick up different ones. 4 people? Gosh. That's too many. One person's fine. One person, if I ever want to do it, I can recruit Flabby. 4! Dragging 3 guildies to finish that one. It doesn't seem like something I would have done already. Feels like I would probably need to go back and do it eventually. Well, not need to, but might be nice. It's probably a cool mount or something you can get. My pet gets really lost on this. Oh no, my pet came back. Intimidation kind of ported them over here or something. Maybe they just caught up. So you can definitely use 3-minute cooldowns on pull if you want. Not that you need to, but you can. 14 years later, I finally got the maybe he'll get dizzy achievement yesterday. What's that one for? I don't recognize the name of it. Spine and Deathwing. Okay, that's funny actually. That's really funny. Left, right, left, right. You'd think he would get dizzier if he was rolling the same way. Probably easier to do though. Alright. On to boss. I think this one is an out of the box. This is attempt 18. Nope. But maybe tomorrow. We have 3 more hunters we can run tomorrow. Tomorrow morning on stream. Friday stream, 9 to 1 Pacific time. 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time. Not the middle of the night. Not that crazy. Yeah, 5-minute fight. Not, I mean, awful for like an old boss, but not actually that crazy. I kind of thought it was going to be like 8 minutes. What if you get it tomorrow first try? What raid next? Nyalotha. Nyalotha's next if I'm working backwards. Actually, I mean, technically it would be Gloom Charger, but Nyalotha's the one that's going to have the most limited lockouts because it's kind of tough to do on 70s. It might be possible, but a little gross. But that's it for today. I got him out. It finally happened. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing your luck and for sharing your stories. I'll be back tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.